Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, friends. It's fucking cold out. How are you guys? Mother Nature needs to sort herself out, truly. It was so nice and sunny yesterday, nice and warm. We even left the window, the door open for a bit, get some airflow. Not today. Oh, hello, baby. You gonna come hang out? Did you think I was on the phone or something? Oh, when we answer phone calls, he comes around. He's like, what's going on? What's happening? Yeah, you gonna stay in there instead? Okay, you do that. You can't really tell because obviously the angle of this. I'm gonna have to figure out, but then you can't see me. But look, I've put up 2 of our craft kits we worked on together up on the wall. But obviously if you want to see those, then you can't see me. Not that it matters. We gotta find an in-between. There we go. Sorta, kinda. You can see, no, you can't see shit. Anyway, hello. So, as the record shows, we are back on our craft kit adventure. I think a little bit differently than last time. Whereas I think last time we were craft kit, all of the streams. So 3 days a week we were working on the craft kits. I think I'm just going to delegate it to one day. I think because I have enough room on the desk to have a couple things going at once. We have our Phantasma cross stitch hanging out over here right now. So there's enough room. I did a bit of a cull or a reorg, if you will. So things are a little bit nicer. So we got more space. I'm just gonna hold on to this right now. But yeah, so this is one of the, I'm trying to think, maybe 4 craft kits that I got. I got a few more. I got 2 cross-stitching ones. I don't necessarily count those as craft kits in the grand sense of how we are defining them together. Sorry, I feel like I'm yelling. Should I turn myself down a little bit? There we go. Let's just turn everything down. Anyway, but yeah, so in the grand scheme of craft kitting for the purposes of this channel, I don't necessarily count cross-stitch kits as kits per se because it just seems like regular old cross-stitching to me. I feel like the craft kit sort of by definition is sort of us taking on a crafting experience that is different than things that we've done before. One of the things that I did get that I will be including in this is it is a needle felting kit, but it's a flat needle felting kit, which I've not done before. So again, that still sort of felt categorically in that vein for me. The other 2 is I'm a bit concerned about this one. So one of them we have is a string, I don't know how, it's a string art kit, essentially. It's one of those ones where you take a piece of wood and you hammer a bunch of nails in it, and then you use string to strategically wrap around the nails in order to make art. So we have one of those, and so I'm very intrigued about me hammering and just how much the cameras are gonna move, because all this happens on the same table. So if I'm smacking stuff, yeah, you can already see shit's moving. So that will be interesting. I might have to hammer, I don't know. I was gonna say hammer on my lap, but that seems like a very bad idea. But we'll see. And then finally, our final craft kit is another Rolife miniature kit, which I know I said try new things or whatever, but each kit is a totally new experience, I feel, in a new, set of circumstances. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, this will be intermixed. I think too, we're taking a big break from the baking. Only because I just kind of don't know what I want to bake. So I do think I am missing. I said to Liam, because we don't have any sweet treats in the house right now, that I am sort of missing having a little baked good every evening. But we'll see. Maybe I'll just start whipping things up for funsies. Just having some Earl Grey tea. I'm just warming up my hands right now, you guys. I'm freaking cold. Hopefully we warm up a little bit. But yes. So today we're gonna make our own. This is, I think, the first time we're making consumable crafts. So crafts that, will be used up. I would put body butters, lip balms, candles, things like that under that category. But yeah, so our first craft consumable today And we'll be making 2 of them. So this is a kit that I got. I've not opened this up yet, so I don't know if we have everything that we need. It did say, I did read the instructions on the back. It talked about the benefits because it's using, I guess it's a vegan kit as well. So it's using shea butter and olive oil. And then it says the kit, I don't want to flip it over in case it like knocks things out, but the kit contains extra virgin olive oil, organic shea butter, easy to follow step-by-step instructions. We will be the judge of that. 2 50-gram aluminum tins, 2 15-gram aluminum tins. Oh, I think we might make a couple of each. Interesting. 4 round labels and 3 wooden stirrers. Fragrance-free, there are options to provide essential oils. So I did read that, and so I do have a bunch of essential oils I've not used in a long time, so this felt like the perfect opportunity to use some of these. So I grabbed some that I thought might be helpful for today. So I think the aim of the game for myself always is relaxation and or, decongesting. So I figured peppermint oil and eucalyptus would be nice in terms of sinus, relief. And then lavender and rose would be a nice, like, soft, romantic, de-stressing combination. But I guess if we're making a couple of each, then maybe I just keep them separate and do 1 peppermint, 1 eucalyptus. I don't know. We'll see. I do have other essential oils. These just felt like they made the most sense. I do have some like citrus ones and things. So I don't know. Maybe once we get further along, we might decide we want to go into the oil stash and do different scents. I'm not sure yet. I also don't know if we have everything that we need. It mentioned that we might need oils, but it didn't mention we needed anything else. So I might have to go run around and collect supplies afterwards. Because again, I'm not opening this up yet. Here, we'll take this out. I've never actually seen this brand before, MeTimeTherapies.co.uk. So I wonder what other sorts of stuff they do. What other craft kits they do. Apparently this is owned by Geraldine McCullough. She had created MeTime Therapies and is a qualified clinical aromatherapist. Cool. But yes, so kit contains all the things, no testing, allergy free. And apparently, okay, let's learn. You can tell I'm dragging shit out, but guys, I don't know if this is going to take the whole 3 hours, so we are doing an in-depth unboxing experience right now, okay? That's what's happening right now. So let's learn some facts. Let's learn some fun facts about the benefits of shea butter and olive oil. Shea butter is a natural fat extracted from the seed of the shea tree grown in Africa. Olive oil is a fruit oil obtained from olives grown in Italy. That checks out. Math checks out. Geography checks out. Shea butter and olive oil contain antioxidant vitamin E and skin regeneration vitamin A. The benefits of these 2 things: intensely moisturizing due to vitamin A and E content, helps improve skin conditions such as eczema, psoriasis, scarring, and dry skin and sun-damaged skin. Helps prevent stretch marks. Okay. Softens tough skin on feet, especially heels. Helps to strengthen nails and soften cuticles. Helps with chapped, dry lips due to wind or sun exposure. Those sound like excellent benefits. I'm ready for the benefits. Let's take another sip of... I went to the, there was like a little producer makers market on Sunday in my neighborhood. And even though the weather was like not the greatest, it was okay. It held off. Liam, Shadow, and I went. It was like a little family day out because my whole thing was I wanted to pick up some local honey. Because after watching a video that was talking about how if you have seasonal allergies, sometimes consuming local honey will help get your body used to the histamines in the pollen. And so I was like, duh, that sounds amazing. I'm basically like trying to do all the stops in terms of like hay fever management this year. So yeah, we went and picked up honey. I picked up a bunch of other cute things later that I can maybe show you guys if you're interested. But it was really nice. I always like, I don't know, going to like a local maker's market or a craft market or something like that just always makes me so happy. Like I love seeing people thriving and like doing stuff that, like making things that make them happy and things. So... oh, interesting. It actually tells me some aromatherapy options. Okay. I need a saucepan. Excuse me. Excuse me. Do we have to move this shit downstairs? Okay. I didn't expect that this was going to be a cooking stream. Okay, interesting, interesting. Dej, hi Dej, how are you doing? How are things? How are things? I don't know why my brain didn't think that we wouldn't need to like melt stuff and things. Okay, okay. So I'm just reading over the instructions now. And I think we might need to move into the kitchen. Whoops. I didn't intend for that to be a thing. Yeah, add olive oil and cheddar to a Pyrex glass jug. Place the jug into a saucepan of boiling water. Leave it until it melts. Remove from the saucepan and wipe the jug with the cloth. Pour it into the jars. Additionally, add 4 drops of essential oils into each jar to flavor the balm. Leave to cool after 10 minutes. Add the lids and put the lip balm in the fridge to harden for 2 hours. Well, shit, guys. Okay. What's this one? Add olive oil and shea butter to a Pyrex jug. Place the jug in the boiling water. Leave it until it melts. Remove it from the saucepan. Let the liquid cool. Place in the fridge for an hour. Remove from the fridge. Use an electric whisk to whip up the oil for 5 minutes in the jug and put back in the fridge. Guys, this is a lot more labor intensive than I thought it was going to be. Remove from the fridge and whip the body butter again. Spoon half of the body butter into 2 of the 50-gram jars. Option to add at least 15 drops of essential oils into each jar. Add the remaining body butter to the jars and stir and mix the essential oils evenly. Return to the fridge for an hour. Wow. Okay. Well, we're gonna unbox this, and then we're gonna have to take an adventure downstairs in a minute. But let's unbox, see what the hell we're working with, and see what we're gonna do. I love how I was like, we're not gonna be doing any baking streams for a while, guys. Turns out I'm gonna need to do a baking stream? Apparently. That was not, okay. I know this is why it helps to read the instructions before we do things, but I wanted to have a real unboxing experience. This is my reaction to whatever, completely unexpected. I guess it makes sense. Like, I don't know why I didn't think, obviously, the oils and the fats would be, like, hardened, and we would then need to melt said oils and fats to be able to combine them together. So that's on me. That's on me for not understanding or not realizing. Okay. So this is one of our 2 50-gram jars for our body butter. Okay. Body butter tin. Okay. So 2 body butter tins, check. Okay, this is the organic shea butter. Yeah, so obviously this is solid, so I need to get it out of the container and melt it down and reincorporated. Okay. As if I need a whisk. As if I need to electrically whisk this. That's wild. All I have is whatchamacallit, like the actual food mixer. I guess that's what they mean. Okay. Shea butter. Stir sticks. 1 for each of the tasks at hand. This might... See, I'm only laughing or a bit not concerned because the kitchen's a mess right now, you guys. I didn't expect to have to be in the kitchen, so I have not cleaned the kitchen. So there's just shit everywhere. So the usual kitchen stream setup, I have not prepared for. So we might have to go on some adventures together. Okay, here's the two lip balms. Lip balm containers. Okay. Lip balm, body butter. Options for lip balm. Okay. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I guess too. I guess I could switch crafts. That is a possibility. We could do string art instead. Which again would be hilarious because again, like I said, it's probably going to shake everything. Okay, well, and then here is the olive oil in a nice little container. But yeah, so whoopsie doopsie. Yeah, I think you're right. So the kitchen's a mess. So theoretically, I could take some time, clean the kitchen, and then we could come back together and do the thing. Or I could just as easily bring up another craft kit and we could figure out what we're going to do. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring up the craft kit options. And we'll see how you all are feeling. Because I don't think this is going to work today. Because again, I didn't know I was going to need a double broiler. Which, you know, in retrospect, that makes a lot of sense. But that's just not what happened. So let me BRB, you guys. Let me bring up some more. Let me bring up the other craft kits. And we'll go from there. Give me 2 ticks, friends. Okay. So, we now have some options. Here, let's put this away. We will save the body butter lip balm for another day. And then once we know what we're doing, so let's pop these away. Now we know. And I also like too, they provided essential oil like suggestions, so that's cool. So at least now we've opened it. We now know what we're getting ourselves into. Just not today. Because we've set up the stream setup up here. So we can't only, but we are doing things that we can do up here. I don't got a kitchen setup up here. So let's put this back together. Let's just pretend that this was always the plan and go over what our current options are. And I do feel, you know, I know what the crowd favorite is, but we'll see what we want to do today. So we do have the needle felting kit. So this is our needle felted frame, which I've never done before. So it is still a new thing adjacently. So we have this. We have our Dark Castle miniature kit. So from our Rolife Secret Garden Theater Box series. We need batteries for this one, but that's fine. We can get that similar to the other ones. This is more doable. And then we also have yeah. The string art. And I brought the hammer I brought the hammer up in case we did decide to do this one today. Because I think we're going to need it. I just am, you know, I can't brute force nails into a piece of wood. I would like to think I am that strong, but that is obviously not the case. So, that being said, friends, what do we fancy? Let's here. We'll stick it to a vote. Let's create a poll. Let's do a poll just for funsies. New poll. Called Now What? Okay. Now what? Question mark. So, needle, felt, string art, or miniature kit. Okay. And we'll set a 3-minute timer. See what you guys want to do. You can even let me know in the chat as well, because I'm not entirely sure if you're on mobile how you access the polls. But we'll figure out what we want to do. Again, they will all be completed. It's just a matter of what we feel like we want to do first. Is what it is. Let's see. So this is a string art. It's going to be a bunch of birds. What do I need? It contains a board, 170 nails, white, yellow, aqua, pale pink, peacock blue, and beige strings, 1 template, 1 hook. Yeah, so we need a nail and a hammer. That's not included. And we mark everything directly. So we do have the hammer. So apparently, we have everything we need for this. That's good. The needle felting kit is a bouquet, which includes everything. So we're actually going to get another foam block, because I do have another one that came in a previous kit. So we have block, roving, a pre-printed felt frame, felting tool, felting needles. I don't know if we need anything else. Doesn't look like it. I don't know if we have to physically draw the thing on there. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's pre-drawn, so that's cool. That's helpful. And then we have the Rolife kit, which... See, not the problem, but the things with these is that they don't always tell you what you need until you open the things, right? So I'm assuming for this, we're going to need some scissors. We're going to need the X-Acto knife. But it doesn't say on it until we open it. But luckily, those are things that Liam has in his drawer that's literally right there. So they will be easily attainable. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see. This is the Dark Castle section of the Secret Garden series. We need batteries. That's fine. This is all about the wiring. Yeah, check each part before assembly. They're all really cute. All 3 of them, or all 4 of the options are very cute for this series. But yeah. So I can say probably with full confidence that all of these are going to take more than 3 hours. So that's good. So it means we'll work on this throughout the rest of the week, possibly. But yeah, get your votes in. We'll figure out what we want to do, and we'll go from there. If nobody's voted, I guess I don't know, I brought the hammer up. We might as well just do the string art because I have the hammer. And we'll just, you know, I think it would be hilarious to watch you guys, like, just shake aggressively for 2 hours. Of course, the miniature kit one. I had a feeling it would. I did have a feeling it would. It's everybody, the miniatures are everyone's fave. They are. Well... guess that's what we're doing. Okie dokes. Let's update. Let us update the current project title. Luckily, the stream title is just doing craft kits, whereas this one is like over here, the current project. So we need to change this. We need to change this. What is this called? This is called Secret Garden Dark Castle Miniature Adventure Kit by Rolife. Okay. Save. That's now updated. We can move that down a little bit. Cool. Alrighty then. Earthquake stream next time, maybe. Yeah, maybe. That'll be next time. Actually, again, then we can prepare for it. Hi, Saul. Good afternoon. You are bearing witness to just changing our minds in real time. I didn't think, which again, in retrospect, it makes a lot of sense to me now that you might need to melt down shea butter to put it into a body butter. That makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. Now it does. So we're changing gears. But yes, we are changing gears. And I feel like you might like this, Saul, because you love a good miniature moment. So we're gonna continue on the miniature train. So the thing with this is, again, we probably have to run around and get some more supplies. But do you remember last time they had this big printout? And okay, let me run. So when we first did our Alice one, I was looking at some of the paper, and there was this big sheet, like poster, that had individual little, I don't know what to say, like outlines, little text designs of all the immature things, like, or all the miniature pieces. And I was like, we don't need that. I don't know what this is. And then it turns out that it would have been helpful to do that. So I think what we might actually do, if there's enough room on the page, depending on how big this is, we might do this in the quote-unquote correct order this time. Because again, that's the thing with using these new craft kits or doing new craft kits, is that every time we do this, we learn a little bit more, right? So the first time we did this, I went based on the instructions and got out individual pieces per thing, right? And obviously it worked. We managed to get a craft kit at the end of it, and it was amazing. But I definitely think that there were things we could have done to make the process easier for us. So we're gonna try. You know, it's like, why? Let's not make our lives easier than easy. Yeah, no, let's make our lives easier. Let's try to not make our lives harder than they need to be. I'm already very excited. Look at this. There's a little ghost and some trees, and it's gonna be really freaking spooktacular and wonderful. Okay. Yes. So we have, are these things? Oh, that's cute. So it actually has the things we need to cut out in here, maybe? Interesting. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, assembly. Yeah, MC Hammercraft. Yeah, truly. Yeah, no, we're gonna have a hammer time when we do our string art, because apparently that's gonna require me needing to hammer a bunch of nails into a piece of wood, and so I project that it's just gonna be this, and you guys will be shaking the entire time it's happening. All right, so I think first order of business is to get all the things out of the box. Out of the box. Okay. Oh, this is a slightly different one than our other battery. Oh, these are going to take different batteries. These take the little circle batteries. Yeah. Yes. Love an AC/DC reference. Oh, we have more glue. This is a smaller glue than our other glue. We still have a bunch from last time. I'm just acquiring all the miniature glue kits, which is okay. It's not the worst thing. Vacuum sealed stuff. Acetate. I'm sure we're gonna have to cut this as well. Here, let's move you guys up so you can see a little bit more of what is going on right now. There we go. Sort of, kind of, maybe. That's a fan favorite. That song, that AC/DC, You Shook Me All Night Long, fan favorite in my family. See, look at all the little creepy accoutrements. We got spooky tree, little ghost, webs, little cat, little bats. Cute. Okay, is there anything else? This is just a piece of cardboard. That is fine. All right. So, let's tune. Hi. Yes, no problem, Aurora. Thank you so much for stopping by. Fingers and toes crossed for you that the little one goes down for his nap. I'm sure he needs it. I'm sure you need him to need it. And hopefully he listens. Okay. So, let's go through the instructions. It's going to tell us what we need. Okay. Tools included. Tweezers, sandpaper, screwdriver. Again, they have included those for us. Excellent, excellent. Tools not included. Ruler. Okay. It's going to be very similar to the last one. Ruler. Whoa, Jesus. I'm sorry, guys. I just, like, smacked you across the head with the ruler. My bad, my bad. You okay? You good? You good? Okay. Whew, I think that scared me more than it scared you. Okay. Scissors. Check. Precision knife and a black marker. You know what's funny? I think the black marker is actually going to be harder to come by. Because, I don't know, I just, for some reason, we use up all of our black markers so quickly. I have a black fabric marker currently. If we need it right this second, then, but I can procure one at some point. Whiskey always works. Yeah, okay, let's go find the precision knife. I think it's just over here, so, you know, just... Gotti. I low-key got worried that Liam stuck it in the garage and I was gonna have to walk my ass all the way into the garage, and I didn't really want to do that because, like I said, the rain has stopped right now, but the weather has been dumb and I'm not a fan. Okay, precision knife, black marker, we will cross that bridge when we get there. I got all sorts of other kinds of markers. I got gray, I got black. No, I don't have black. Do I have black? Let's see. Okay. I have every other color under the sun but black. Oh well. Again. That bridge we will cross when we get there. Okay. So, solid lines are for cutted, dotted lines are for folding, red dotted lines are for spare parts. Okay. Tips for the glue. Liquid glue is to glue the wood and other wood materials. Do not use too much glue in case it's longer to dry. Yes, I know that part. Okay, let's uncase the glue. Oh, it stinks already. Let's just check. Do we need to... Here we go. Okay. Does it need to be... Nope, it's already open. Okay, okay. I guess we could just use the other glue. Or probably at the end of this, we can probably combine the two glues into one glue container. Possibly. That's an option. All right, so I do think first order of business. These are part numbers. Okay. So this doesn't actually have the thing. You know how I was like, oh, we should do the foldy outy thing or whatever. And then I was like, oh no, why didn't we do that? We're going to do that this time. It's not, they don't have it. Does not exist with this one. But I guess that's okay. I guess the first order of business is to take all of, just to assemble all the parts, really, is what it is. Take all the parts. So we have to cut some of these out. And actually, I still have all of the bags from when we did our first miniature kit together. So I could probably get those out, and that would help us organize some of the stuff. I guess it is a bit, not really. I was going to say it's a little bit different than the other one because this one is a lot smaller, so it doesn't necessarily need as much coordination in terms of like keeping track of all the different pieces that go any which way. I say that. It could be, I cut that janky as shit. That's okay. Just disregard it. Just disregard it. Okay. Yeah, this is just the parts numbered, and it doesn't actually... Okay. Whatever. It's fine. Compare the parts with the one-to-one illustration. Yeah, where is the one-to-one illustration? Is that this guy? This one is scaled. This side is scaled down. This apparently is the one-to-one. So I guess we can lay that out then. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, wow. Out the gate, it wants us to do the electrics. Okay, it wants us to do one other thing first, but after that, it does want us to do the electrics. Okay, so. Let me wrap my brain around what we're doing. I think first things first. I'm the realist. Drop this and let the whole world feel it. We'll cut out these pieces because these need to be cut out. So we'll do that. And then we will unwrap everything and then go from there. I think that's the plan. I think that's the plan. Okay. This is a very similar textured bottom to our Alice in Wonderland one as well. I guess because this is just meant to be like generic outside grass. So it makes sense. So we need to remember what number this is, because once we cut this out, though obviously the extras will tell us that. Oh no, they won't. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. So we're gonna cut this out, and then we're gonna cut the other one out, and then unwrap everything and figure out what's happening next. Sound like a plan? Okie dokie. And then it looks like, I don't know, it seems like, you know what this kind of reminds me of is when we were doing the Alice in Wonderland one and we were doing the display case. I feel like the display case, this is sort of like a larger version of that, if anything. So we're compiling, like we're making some individual components for the display case similar to that. And then we're then, you know, assembling all of that together. So the difference was obviously the Wonderland one had a lot of stuff happening outside of that display case, whereas this is so sort of insular. It's almost kind of meant to look like a bit of a diorama. I say look a bit of it, it full on is a diorama. And then looking at the individual components. So these are extra, so I'll pop these in there. But yeah, it's meant to look like a little diorama. A little thing, it says, wandering and being lost in the misty thorns. Sign me up. We're gonna wander in this dark castle forest together. So this has little fold lines on it, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so let's just so we can see what's going on. So we can see what it is we are working with. Let's take everything out of its respective container. So here's our battery pack. With, what do we need? Little 3-volty dudes. Does it say on here? I think it did. Which batteries we needed. It said on the back of the box. Unscrew with a tiny screwdriver. Stick, what kind of batteries? Button cells. It doesn't tell you which ones. CR2032. Okay, I think they're the same ones that go in our scale. In our, like, food scale. That we also apparently need for the body butter and body lotion of it all. Okay, we have the little, this is the little top of the shadow box. Night Spectre Secret Garden. So we got this. We got little bits of wood. To be fair, we have a lot of these tools already. So this little, these tweezers, this screwdriver. This is cute. This is a nice, look at that. Very regal looking bat. It's a very regal bat. We love it. We love to see it. Okay. Tweezers. Tiny screwdriver. I don't know what the hell this is. This looks like a silver marker of sorts. So does it say? Ruler. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Unless this is our marker. But like it looks like a pen, but without the plastic casing. Yeah, it totally is. It's a pen. Interesting. Okay, well, silver pen. We got moss. Always good when you're doing all the spookies. We got, so this is the Night Spectre Secret Gardens is the top part, and then the bottom part it has the name of it, which is the Dark Castle. So that's that component. And then we have these little pieces. Ooh, am I a bit concerned about taking these out? There's a tiny, tiny screw. Tiny little pieces. Yeah, no, I think Tasha's a bit worried. If we take them out of the bag, we are going to lose them. So the last thing I will show you, though, is this tiny skull. This is to be or not to be. That is the question. Just doing the Macbeth monologue with the tiniest little skull. Okay, so we're gonna keep these in here just so that Tasha doesn't lose them. Okay, that's what the plan is. So now we have to take these pieces out. We'll stick this off to the side here. Who am I? Oh, am I thinking of Macbeth? Am I thinking of Macbeth? One of Shakespeare's dude bros does that. Is that who it was? It was Macbeth, wasn't it? Yeah. Really? No, it is Hamlet, but it's a different scene. Oh, interesting. See, I've obviously not... I'm a bit rusty in my Shakespearean. Every year we had to learn a different Shakespeare play in secondary school. And some of them just seem to have blurred together, obviously. Here's our baby sandpaper. This one actually looks more fine than our last one, which is cool. All right, little box, little bit of wood. This is cute. Look at this background. This is nice. This actually reminds me of one of our like welcome mats we have in our house that you use to like wipe your feet on before you come in. It's like a kind of a spooky scene with this glow in the dark moon. And my nephew always is like, well, why do you have Halloween stuff out when it's not Halloween? And I've told you this, I always have to tell him. It's Halloween all year round at Tasha's house. But yeah, so this kind of reminds me of that. It has like a really big moon and some bats and things. Love it. Love it. I love it. Okay. I think these pieces here, these darker pieces are what actually create the box that everything is going to live in. Oh, wow. Look at this. I don't know what this is going to be, but it's teeny tiny, and I'm a bit concerned. Tasha's a bit concerned. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. You know what I think that pen is for? It's to color in some stuff. Because we don't actually... Yeah. Because we don't actually have stickers. So you know how that Wonderland kit had those stupid stickers that drove me up the wall? This one, we straight up color portion silver as opposed to putting silver stickers. That's going to be a much more enjoyable experience. Yeah, I think that's going to be a much more enjoyable experience for all involved. All right, just going to put the trash over here. Okay. So those are all of those pieces. The only thing I'm a bit concerned about is I guess all of the perforated edges do need to be popped out. Remove the wood with the knife. Polish the edge, make the sides flat. Yes, of course. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I do think that there's distinct... I'm hoping. Because some of these look like distinct divots that are meant to, like, just exist there. And other things look like they have to physically be cut apart. So I'm just concerned about accidentally making things too small. But maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe that's not an issue. So I think, you know, first order of business is to cut things apart. I think that's the first order of business. That's a sound alert I need to do. I need to do the Let's Get Down to Business from Mulan because I reference that shit all the time. And that just feels relevant constantly. Okay. Let's start. Let's bring this down so you guys can... You won't get to see all of the things, but you'll get to see what we're currently working on in the given moment in time. I don't know why we need a ruler. That I've not sussed out yet. So that'll be interesting. Okay, let's put this here. Alrighty then. Let us start with the cutting of the things. So I think that, yeah, that's the plan. I also think too, because this is smaller, this will make a lot more sense. So the plan is to cut everything out, polish everything up, and then start building the things. Sound like a plan? Yeah? You guys picking up what I'm throwing down? Cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So we need to make sure that all of these parts go together. So this is B2 and B3. So we're back on our miniature bullshit, which is good. I'm excited. Getting her done. This also feels on theme with the other stuff we're working on, because obviously we're working on the Phantasma cross stitch. So the fact that there's like a little spooky ghost in here, and we're also currently cross stitching a little spooky ghost, I think is very on brand for us. Oh, do you guys want to see something else that's like super, super on brand and makes sense within the context of what we're doing? That I'm going to have to buff down. Look at this little present that Liam's cousin got me. I don't know if you can tell. It is the tiniest little ghost crystal of all the time. Like, look. Tiny little ghost crystal. The tiniest in all the land. Look, I think it's almost as small as that little skull that I was talking to earlier. It's just, when I opened it, I was like, it's a tiny ghost. So cute. I also got a mushroom too, but that one's bigger. So it's very cool though. I like it. I also like that they're purple as well, because purple's my favorite color. I'm like, you guys know me so well. So freaking cute. Okay. So we're going to cut and then we're going to sand. Yeah, so this is very exciting. In addition to the honey, I picked up the local honey. I picked up at the little maker's market. I picked up a few other things. Ah, yay! Thank you for the resub. Hello, Mama Nostalgia. How you doing? We were supposed to be making body butter today and lip gloss, but I didn't realize that I needed to have a double boiler in the kitchen. So now we're making a miniature kit. We've pivoted, you know? We needed to have a pivot. So we did. So these are our first pieces here. Put those off to the side. B2 and B3. Cut out. So, but yes, in addition to, so I picked up local honey at the craft market on the Sunday. And then I also picked up some other really cute things. I'll show you guys. Yeah, you just got up. I was going to say, what time is it where you are? We're back to 7 hours. So it's what? 4. Yeah, it is. It's early for you. Early. But look at this. I picked up, so there was a maker there who did a bunch of stained glass stuff. And she had these stained glass mushrooms that she made. And I was like, I want one. And it's so cute. So I picked that up today. Yes, it was supposed to be body butter day. But then I unboxed the body butter instructions in real time. And they said, oh, you need to boil things and stick things in the fridge and freezer. AKA, we needed to be in the kitchen. And the kitchen's a mess right now. I was not prepared for another kitchen stream. But, so that will have to happen next week. I'll make sure. Now I know. The other thing, too, that was super, super cute, is, so, the woman that I bought the mushroom from, I think it was her son. So they were sharing, like, half and half a booth. So she had all of her crystals and all of her, you know, stained glass and whatever. And there was a bunch of artwork and a bunch of, like Sega, Nintendo kind of themed artwork. So like Sonic, Mario, Super Smash Bros, all that kind of stuff. And they just made me so happy because they reminded me of the Game Grumps, their Star Balm album, and they have a song about Super Smash Bros. And it's animated in a very distinct way, and this kid's art style reminded me of that. So I bought one of them, and it was really cute because it was only like £3. And then after we walked away, he was like, I sold one. And him and his mom were like under their breath celebrating. And it's just the cutest thing in the world. It also reminds me of my brother. Anytime I see Sonic related stuff, it reminds me of my brother, and it just makes me so freaking happy. But I just thought it was so cute. And then we were talking like Super Smash Bros. And I was like, oh, like this is my reference to Sonic. I'm like, have you played any of like the PC old school games and stuff like that? And so we were chatting about that, and then we're talking about like the Sonic TV shows and the movies, and I was like, oh, I grew up with the one where they all played instruments, and he was like, oh, that's Sonic Underground, and I was like, yeah, have you watched that one? And he's like, yeah, I've seen that a few times, and so we were chatting about that, and so I was like, oh, I wanted to pick up some of his art, and it made me so happy. Yes, Kat, it was so funny. I posted in Discord being like, by the way, guys, the time change has happened, so everything's all back to normal, and I was low-key. I should have messaged you directly being like, by the way, Kat, because I know last time, wasn't it? Yeah, the time changed, so now we're all back to normal now, but hello, good morning to you. And then the final things that I picked up at the farmer's market, I guess it was called the producer's market. So it wasn't just like food. There was some food there and like food trucks, but it was also craft vendors and things like that. I was also doing recon for myself for my eventual want to have a craft market. But the last thing I picked up was some candles. So I found there's this candle called the Vintage Vegan Candle Company, and they have candles inspired by countries. And I saw a Canada one, of course. I clocked it instantly, and I was like, oh my god, there's a Canada candle. Does it smell like maple syrup? Because that's always the go-to, right? And then the guy was like, no, it's actually inspired by the freshness of the spring wedding that I went to for my friends who live in Winnipeg. And I was like, oh, I know Winnipeg. To be fair, I don't know if Winnipeg smells like this, but it's so nice. So it's these candles. So this is the Vintage Vegan Candle Company and it smells, so it's Canada. Yes. Yeah, I think so. So this is meadow lily and cotton musk. So let me describe it to you. So it has top notes of neroli and iris, heart notes of meadow lily and jasmine, and base notes of vanilla, musk, and amber. So nothing you would ever think to associate with Canada. You'd be like maple and like leaves and snow and stuff. But it just smells so fresh and it's just so pretty. And then there was another one that was, because I went down the line, right? I was like, I'm smelling all these countries. I want to see what's up. They can't, the England one was nice, whatever. But the other one that was really nice was the Thailand one. So this one smells amazing as well. And also, I got the last two that he had that day. So the last Canada one and the last Thailand one. Because I guess on the last Saturday of every month, there's like an artisan craft fair down by the coast that he was at. So I guess they sold a lot of their stuff there. But then this market, I was like, snatch these up. So the Thailand candle has top notes of orchid, jasmine, and bergamot. Love me some bergamot. Heart notes of lotus blossom and rose. And base notes of amber, musk, and vanilla. So actually, these have the same base. So maybe that's why I like them so much. But yes, there's a lot of crossover. Apparently I'm a sucker for some jasmine, it seems like. But yeah, so that was so fun. And like, something about going to like a little, like market or craft venture or things like that is just so much fun and so enjoyable. I love it so much. It looks like this doesn't come apart, or does it? This all just says B7, so I'm just gonna leave it and trust that because this to me looks like it wants to be cut out, but maybe it doesn't, so I'm just gonna leave it. We're gonna follow based on these instructions here. Okay. But yeah, and so, so the other thing too was obviously doing a bit of recon as well, because I've told you guys that one of my goals for this year is to do a craft market at some point. I'm not setting the bar low, but I'm setting realistic expectations to join a Christmas market. So that will give me enough time to come up with the stock that I need in order to do the thing. But it's helpful to figure out, like, okay, these certain markets happen at certain times, whatever. The only thing that's annoying is I went to write down the contact information of the venue that sets it up, so I could then inquire about, like, how much it costs for a booth and, like, what that looks like and stuff, but I've not been able to find that, which was annoying. Because they had a big banner that had their website, and then I looked at it and was like, I'm gonna remember this. And also I followed them on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, but they don't actually have their website on those things. It's probably one of those things that is probably run by a bunch of people who aren't like super tech savvy. I'm making a sweeping judgment, but they're probably not super tech savvy. So there isn't representation of all of their things across all of their socials. So I need to do more recon, but they have another, they have a Easter market happening actually this Saturday. So April 1st. So I'm gonna have to go back and do more recon and then find the actual people who run it and be like, yo, how do I get in on this? You know, like hook me up. But yeah, the one thing though I did notice, and I do think I have thought about this before, that it does seem to be an important thing in this day and age of people not carrying cash around anymore, is needing a card machine. So using one of those squares or using those contactless whatever things, like, so that seems to be something worthy of an investment. Just because, you know, to be fair, like, I never have cash. It was funny because Liam and I were actually scrounging around our house trying to find any cash in case some of the places didn't, like, in case some of the vendors didn't take cash. I wanted to have, or didn't take card. I wanted to have the option for cash. So I managed to find like 30 quid in coins between, you know, our various stash spots. So all of them actually had card machines, but at one point I was almost like determined, because I had gone through and acquired coinage, I wanted to pay with it. I was like, listen, I scrounged for these pound coins, so you will take my pound coins. It was like, I know you have the option for a card machine, but yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the only thing I think, is that I know, or I assume that there will be some sort of like processing fee or admin fee or something when you use those sorts of services. So I'm not sure if there's like if it's a competitive market and that there's different ones. I don't know if square is the only one or if there's other ones. And yeah, probably. I assume that would be the case. So that's always the thing. Isn't that what they always say? You got to spend money to make money, unfortunately. So that is an ongoing pursuit. But again, yeah, we're in the recon and creation of stock phase. Because as of right now, I have two stocks. To be fair, some of my needle felting stuff, I might sell, like, just for, because I have stuff and I don't have them displayed anywhere. So I might have a little bit more than I think I do. But in terms of stuff I've been fully creating for the purpose to sell, I have made 2 things. I'm currently working on the 3rd thing. So it's baby steps, work in progress. But yeah, but it was really fun. And then the day before we went to the dog park, and it was just a nice weekend. Obviously the weather wasn't like the greatest all the time, but it was nice. Though unfortunately, Sunday evening, Shadow threw up his dinner again. So we're back on, well, he seems better today. Yes, that's another thing. That is another option. The other thing too is right now, because I do have a lot of stock of like little seed beads. So I'm in the process of trying to use up what I have and not going out and buying more just yet. So similar to, I was going through all the different colors I have for different color combinations for different like bracelet and necklace designs. And I have so much like red and gold and black that I need to use it up. The only thing that I'm a bit annoyed about is the black beads that I have, which I have a butt ton of, are not like opaque. They're sort of like a sheer color. So they don't pop as much as some of the other ones. But I'm hoping if I string them with a black thread, then it'll help. But yeah, so my plan is to try to use up the resources that I currently have. And then, because a lot of the other beading patterns I have as well, I'll have some of the supply, but I'll have like all of the, size 10 seed beads, but I won't have any more bugles, or I won't have any picotes or whatever they're called and that sort of stuff. And so I'm like, well, I need to, work on that. But yeah, so work in progress of trying to make what I have or use what I have to make things. The only other thing I picked up was I needed more like actual thread and stuff. But I've done that. But in terms of the actual like beads and things, I have quite a bit. But again, very specific ones for specific things. So once I sort of use those up and have a little bit more idea of what I'm doing, that is also the plan. But yes, I also, because we're continuing to try and learn new things. We have a few weddings that we're going to this year, and I had it in my brain. So one of the gifts I got for my birthday were these really cute like mushroom earrings, and I really want to wear them with like a dark green or like an emerald green dress or something like that, right? But it's gonna be summer, so I want it to be flowy and whatever. And so I've been Googling. I spent like a few hours just scrolling through the internet trying to find, my dress vision. And this is a problem that happens to me and my family a lot. My mom, Zen Diva, Nostalgia Mom, will attest to the fact that we get these ideas in our head of the vision of a certain outfit or a certain thing that has to be a certain color, and we trek all over the world, all over the internet to try to find it. And we can't find it. And then usually a season or 2 later, they're everywhere. When my mom was graduating from grad school, she was trying to find a specific pink dress. We were trying to find this pink dress, couldn't find a pink dress. Like a year later, pink dresses everywhere. We were like, life's hard when you're a trendsetter. I don't know. But it was so frustrating. But I had an idea, because I got a gift card from Hobbycraft from my father-in-law, because he always hooks me up with a gift card. I'm very appreciative of that. And I've always wanted to do this, and we could do it for content. What if I made my own dress? I found a couple patterns, and so I'm like, what if I bring you on this journey and we make our own flowy emerald green dress to wear with my mushroom earrings together? Yeah, so I think that's what's gonna happen. The other thing too, though, again, this is when I'm basically saying this because I know my mom's in the chat, so I can be like, by the way, you know fabrics, so you and Auntie are gonna have to help me figure this out. But yeah, so I think that might happen. Again, we're just, you know, I feel like not deviating, but I feel like we're evolving as a channel a little bit. You know, the bread and butter is still the cross stitch and the needle felting. We know this. We love this. They're our tried and true classics. But I also feel like, you know, we're getting to a point where, you know, I want to try different things. I want to bring you guys along for the journey. I'm feeling more confident that I can step outside my comfort zone and do some things. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so maybe. So I might pick those patterns up, and then it'll all be about, you know, finding fabric and things. I was Googling last night. But I definitely do think that, like, when it comes to fabric, it's probably better, especially clothing fabric, it's probably nicer to actually physically touch the fabric in person, because it's going to be on your body, so you want it to feel nice. So, we shall see. But yeah, I was just having tons of thoughts. I was like, oh yeah, by the way this, and by the way this, and also this. I'm like, today is the year of just, you know, diving into all sorts of things. But also, I say that, and it's like, March is almost over, guys. Like, where did the first 3 months of the year go? Like, I don't understand. It just feels like we celebrated New Year, and now it's April. Yeah, that's the only thing I feel like we have some, I guess what we would call like haberdasheries around, and I've popped in there a couple of times, but I've never actually like, well, I guess I've never looked for actual, like clothing fabric. But yeah, it's one of those where I don't know, I've not quite come across any like clothing fabric stores just yet. We already know that there's some good quilt stores in the area. We found the quilt fabric stores. Now we got to find the clothing fabric stores. That's the next adventure. But yeah. It's true. Okay. It also would be nice if, you know, well, I was gonna say it's not raining now, but I feel like I'm so ready to like bust out my spring jackets and like, you know, not like bundle myself up, start wearing like, you know, I say that as somebody who's been wearing leggings literally all year, but like, I don't know, cuter, flowier stuff and things. Oh, Mr. Dragonlord, you're doing some 3D printing. Awesome. We are gearing up to make this craft kit by Rolife. So it's a miniature kit called Dark Castle. It's a little spooky miniature kit that we were working on. We were originally going to make lip gloss and body butter, but apparently I needed to use the kitchen, and my kitchen's a mess. So now here we are. What are you 3D printing? Do tell. Liam's been currently... Oh, well, I say this. He's been getting into fights with his 3D printer. His 3D printer has been being a temperamental POS lately. But I think we're past that point, and I think, you know, things have calmed down. Things are leveled. Things have been upgraded. You know, things are okay now. Because he's currently making our centerpieces for the 4-year delayed wedding reception that we're doing. And painting. Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you're 3D printing. That's awesome. What kind of, which character? What is the miniature for the campaign you're doing? But yeah, so he's currently printing a base. So I've showed you guys before, right? So we have Ooh, this is our subscriber tree. So this tree, Liam's taken photos of this, and then he's rendered 3D printing to make the trees. So we printed out a bunch of trees, and now what we're going to be doing is printing out bases with little holes in them, and then we got little fairy lights or string lights that have little mushrooms on them, and they're going to go in this little casing, so that these trees are going to have a stand, be surrounded by light up mushrooms, then also have like lights kind of twinkling around them, and they're all going to be different colors. So we were talking last night too about if we wanted the bases to be the same colors as the trees, but we think it'll look really cool. So for instance, we have like a pink tree with like a purple background, and then like, you know, like a silver tree with like a turquoise base and stuff like that. And I think that'll just be really fun. It's one of those where I think originally I was not trying really hard, but thinking about like, you know, when you have like a reception or whatever for things, there's usually, or like a wedding, there's usually like color themes, right? Where it's like, oh, these are the colors for the event and this is the theme and whatever. And like we obviously made those invites, and in that I have like a bit of purple, a bit of bronze, whatever. Good morning, Faja. You were awoken by the sweet, sweet sounds of me yelling about anything and everything. Just like the good old days, eh? Just like the good old days. So I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last time of throwing these out or discounting these, because it seems like Rolife like to reuse their stuff, and so I don't want to make the mistake I did last time of being like, this is scrap wood, and it absolutely is not scrap wood. So... but yeah, so I think I was a bit like, oh, like, yeah, the colors are this or whatever, right? But then that sort of, like, is a thing where you're like, okay, I need to then make sure that all of the, like, I don't know, flowers or all of the table settings or things incorporate that throughout. And then it just kind of gets to a point where it's like, who cares? You know, like, the theme is, you know, like, sort of forest meets tech, you know what I mean? Like, that's sort of the vibe, and that doesn't have, like, that's not ruled by color specificity, you know what I mean? So if we want to have rainbow centerpieces, why not? You know, why not? So yeah, so I had to unpack my own, you know, ideas of what you were supposed to do in these sorts of circumstances, and just went, nah. You know, like, whatever. So yeah, it's weird because I do consider, and it's we joke about all the time, whereas I find, like, you know, my family and Liam's family, like, I feel like we're quite unconventional in ways. Like, we're not, you know, your stereotypical whatever, like, traditional by any means, but then we also seem to always follow very traditional milestones despite that. So I basically feel like it's one of those where you're like, we're the most like untraditionally traditional families. It's very interesting. But yeah, I'm dungeon mastering and printing the players I want. Okay. Red head, brown furs, dark green dress. Oh wow, that's amazing. So are those colors in the print, or that's what you're painting them? Because it's really difficult. I don't know if you have one of the 3D printers that have the double extruders or the triple extruders, so you can then print in different colors, or if you are printing like a base, like a white or whatever, and then you're gonna do a baseline and then do the painting of those colors. You know what I mean? I think that's really cool. All right, I still don't know. I assume I have to cut all these pieces out, so we are gonna do that. I think that let's finish. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's finish this side of things, and then we will do the other things. Let's not, you know, get all silly gooses. All right. Yes. Okay. We're continuing. But yeah. So I was telling you about the weekend, and then yeah, Shadow threw up again. But I don't know, because then he seems fine. He's like not super hungry. I also think too, to be fair, I think he's also reacting to the time difference change as well. Because we obviously sprung forward, and so usually around 9 o'clock, like if we were getting ready he would absolutely be whining at me to be like, it's time to go for our W. Like, you need to hurry up, whatever. He's, like, completely sparkoed. Like, we've been sleeping in every morning. I've been trying my damnedest, you know. Because I had an appointment today, I was like, I gotta get up and, like, do the things, you know. Still, rolled out of bed at, like, 9. Which, you know, last week was 8, so that feels like... it's, you know, that's my normal trajectory. So it's slowly trying to, like, transition myself backwards. Obviously, you know, I say I'm in a much more privileged position where I don't, you know, I strategically don't schedule things in the morning because I know I'm not a morning person in general, and especially with the time change. But I know many people do not have the same luxury that I do. And I think even Liam too. Like, yesterday he got home and sat down and he's like, I'm exhausted. And it's like, yeah, probably because of the time change, truly. I do think that that's part of it. So... luckily, he's working from home tomorrow, so he'll get a little bit of a lay-in. But yeah, I definitely, like, I don't discount it. Like, it's definitely weird. Like, your body clock takes a while. So, it's nice for again, for me and Shadow, because he's, like, not rocking out of bed until, like, 9. And then it's not until 10 that he's like, yo, we gotta do stuff, you know? But... yeah, honestly, I feel like some places have some places gotten rid of, I feel like they have. I don't know if I'm misremembering it, but I do feel like maybe some places have gotten rid of it. But yeah, other people have not. It just seems like, yeah, exactly. I was thinking about you when this happened, because I was like, yeah, I feel like it's rough for people. Yes, I saw that. I have to check. I feel like I still have like rose gold shoes from before. I have to go back in and see. I have to go through. It's funny because I was like, I'm pretty sure I've gone through some of my clothes and like downsized and things like that. And then I think, and then I'm like, other times I probably haven't. Those are actually really cute though. Those are very cute. See, guys, they're very cute. They are very cute. Though, I don't know, I guess because it's on my feet, it doesn't necessarily matter, but I find that me and yellow don't really mesh, you know? We don't really, as in terms of colors, like I can do the goldenrod color and it not, like, wash me out and stuff, but I definitely feel like yellow and me aren't very good. But if it's on my feet, I guess, you know, if the shoes you're wearing wash your whole body out, then that's a bit concerning. All right. But yeah, I have to double check. Again, I part of me feels like I got rid of these shoes, but part of me thinks that they are just under the stairs right now. I know I have a couple pairs of like nice, like fancy shoes. Because the other thing too, right? So I organized like an afternoon tea with some friends in April. And I feel like you're meant to dress up a little bit. And I'm low key like, can I just wear my Blundstones? I think I can dress up my Blundstones, but I also do realize that I take Shadow for walks in like the mud and stuff in these Blundstones. I think as long as I clean them up though, they would look really cute with like a dress or something. People wear like combat boots and shit with dresses all the time and it looks really cute. So I think it can be done. I just need to, make sure I actually clean them up. And actually we got not gifted, but with Liam helping his parents like clean out their his granddad's place, we inherited a bunch of cleaning supplies. And some of them, we got a couple like leather cleaners and like leather polishes. So I bet I could like, clean up my Blundstones real nice. Your sister wore combat boots. Yeah, I definitely think that that's a doable thing. They do also come in pink and blue. I did see that. But yeah, I'll have to send you the patterns. Because I think I'll get a couple and then I'll try. Because basically I have this one black dress that I wear all the time for everything. and it's like a structured one. It doesn't really make sense for like the summer. It seems like more of like a spring autumn one. But I basically just want that in an emerald green and in like a chocolate brown color. And so I found a pattern that kind of does that too. So I think if I can make myself 2 dresses, that's also more content for this, guys. So we can make a long emerald green flowy halter dress for the summer. And then we can make like a structured, you know, like little fit and flare chocolate dress that will both go with my mushroom earrings. And just, you know, I would like to just be, you know, whimsical forest spirit all the time, you know? Cozy forest, you know, I would like my forest core aesthetic to be more than just a cozy one, though that is the default. Cozy forest or cozy adventure core, cozy forest core is the default aesthetic at all times. But if I can also dress up the forest core for like going out and things. Yeah. Yeah, it says on the patterns, like the preferred fabric options, and so they give you those sorts of options and things. So, yeah, I was Googling them last night. And I also made sure that these patterns have in big, I just want to be a mushroom. It's true. I do. I just want that. I would have chosen to have my wedding at the zoo if I wanted. Yeah. Can you really? Could you imagine? Like, yo, the tiger's invited to my wedding. How sick could that be? If you were like, yo, the tiger and the elephants get to rock up to the wedding. They are guests. They are guests at the wedding. I guess you have to like not be precious about, because I was like, oh, the monkeys could come, but then you have to like really make sure that they're not like flinging mud around. But I guess you have to respect that if you're getting married in a zoo, that your dress might end up full of mud at some point. Yeah, of course. Yeah. The ones, yeah. I'm sure there's certain animals that would not be allowed at the wedding. They wouldn't be allowed. I get that. I respect that. Maybe like a sloth. A sloth would be a good wedding guest. They just like hang out in the tree in the background, you know? Like, yo, what's up? They'd be asleep. They'd be really chill. They'd be asleep through the whole ceremony, just like vibing. That would be fun. Yeah, I think if we, like, I feel like if Leo and I, like, because we're just doing the reception, if we had, like, an actual, like, ceremony again, like a wedding vow renewal or something like that, or something, we would have to find a way to incorporate shadow. That's the only downside or the only thing that I'm like, oh, man, like, about this reception thing, is I'm like, well, first of all, shadow can't come, because, you know, no dogs allowed in the venue, but also, I'm like, oh, how do we... You know, I haven't quite figured out how to incorporate him. I want, you know, like, yeah, I would like a way to incorporate him somehow, but I've not figured that out yet. You know what'll probably happen is I'll probably be getting ready, put my, like, wedding dress on, and then he will jump up and I'll have a big shadow paw print on my dress, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. He is now present with us. He's now part of the festivities, you know? That's probably what's gonna happen. It'll be like, oh yeah, Shadow put his stamp on it. I wouldn't be mad about it though. I'd be like, yep, absolutely. Okay, now we have these little tiny dudes to pop out. So we have little tiny dudes to pop out here. Then we got these guys to put in half. This is already fine as it is. Then we got these guys to pop out. And then we can start building, possibly, potentially. We shall see. Sound good? Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. I definitely think that, well, considering that we're, you know, already an hour and a half in, and that could be obviously because we were planning to do something else and needed to switch gears, but I definitely feel like this is going to take more than a couple sessions, which is fun. This means I gotta find a way. Actually, there's enough room in the box to like put things aside. I just finished talking about how we absolutely could do this because I have room on my desk for multiple projects, and I still stand by that statement. So I'll make that happen. I think since I have all my wares from the producer's market here, and that will be where I put some stuff. Oh, I just need to stretch. I went for an appointment today. I had a massage appointment because I've been having like a lot of neck and shoulder tension. And I feel like I have like a bruised armpit right now. Because we did like the thing, like they do like pectoral massages and things like that. And some of your pec muscles actually start like almost in your armpit. And so now right here is very sore. Because I just feel like I've been jabbed with a powerful thumb in my armpit for like 45 minutes. So apparently he was like, you might feel sore tomorrow, but then afterwards it should feel good. And you're like, okay, thanks. Yeah. It was interesting though, because I was talking about how I really have a hard time. Oh, really? I've heard of people having cysts like in those areas that they've had to like go for surgery and get them removed and stuff. Wow. That's frustrating. Are they quite painful? Well, because you guys remember on Friday I woke up and I absolutely like had thrown my neck out to the point where now it's a bit better, but I used to have to like, when I would bend my neck like this, I get a shooting pain up here. But now it's not as bad. There still feels like a little bit of a knot there, but it's not as bad as it was. It's from caffeine. Oh, interesting. I never knew that. Getting my hands go numb. Yeah, I could see that. I know, especially too, like when we were like stretching out these muscles and stuff, and they were doing like pressure point stuff and moving my arm around, you would feel it like shooting up and down the arm. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so I'm a little bit, but it was interesting because I was talking about how like I find these sorts of muscle groups are kind of difficult to stretch on your own. Like there's certain ones that like you can kind of get away with stretching on your own, but they sometimes are a bit more difficult. And he was mentioning how, because I always do those like door frame stretches. Hi Kay, good morning. Those like door frame stretches, you know, where you like do sort of like cactus arms and you lean yourself against a doorway. And I said, like, I do that. And then he says, you know what you should try to do is to go, like, press your shoulder blades together and activate your back muscles. Because if your back muscles are activated, then it'll trick your brain into relaxing these muscles. And then it's easier to get those to stretch. So I'm going to have to try that out. Oh, gotta go senior time. Yes, I will. I'll send you patterns and color swatches. Yes. I will. Say hello to the seniors for me. And stay strong. You got this. And I always appreciate you stopping by. That made me really happy. Okay, this guy's being a bit... Ooh, that's not good. There we go. Oh, it's over there. I was like, what? All right. Hopefully these will fit together okay. I'm glad. Alright. This is like some weird atonal crap happening right now. Listen, there's no lo-fi in this. This is like tonal nonsense, which I don't always mind, but right now, not today, sir. Let's change that. Oh, this song's called Sleep Paralysis. Interesting. We'll see what that sounds like. Guys, you can also see that we are, well, see, it was funny because we actually had hit the milestone of 290, but now we're back down to 289. And it happens. But that means we are 11 followers away from our 300 goal that we were going to get to by the end of the month. We have a week to do that. So we have 1, 2, we got 3 days. 3 days to get to 300. So that's what? What's 11 divided by 3? Maths. Quick maths. 11 divided by 3 is like 3.6. So if we get 3 new friends for every day for the next 3 days, or all the stream days, then we'll do the thing, which would be super amazing. But also it's not necessary. But it would just be cool. All right, let's finish getting these guys out. So what we're hoping for is on Thursday to be able to actually play some more Strange Horticulture. Because, you know, again, we've had to do a little bit of pivoting these last few streams. Because on Thursday, we tried to play a game. And the desktop was like, no, you may not. And so we ended up pivoting to a cross-stitching stream. And it worked out fine. But it was just really funny. But apparently, Liam said that one of the things that could overwhelm the connections is having on like big energy suckers, because the way that our internet, or actually our Ethernet is set up is because it's all downstairs. Apparently, it uses the copper that's already in the walls of the house to travel from point A to point B to then get to our Ethernet cables up here. So apparently, if you're using a major appliance that's then needing those copper wires to do the electric-y things, it can then cause the connections to fritz in and out. And like I said, I did have the washing machine on either around or near that stream time. That could have been the culprit. So we're going to try again on Thursday to game. I'm going to take away any of the potential big items that could, you know, fritz it out and see how it goes. If not, we'll probably be back here working on another project. But again, we will see. I think now, well, hopefully, if that is the fix, if it's just as easy as not running major appliances while I'm gaming and trying to stream, that we can do that. That's doable. If we don't do those things and we're still having issues, then we gotta go back to the drawing board. But until then, we're A-okay. You know, we won't know until we try. So we're gonna find out on Thursday if it works. If not, we'll figure it out. But yeah, because I would like to finish that game. One of the things I am thinking about, yes, right? Fingers and toes crossed. So, funny thing, I think I talked to you guys about this before. So, I had Disney Dreamlight Valley. I had it on Liam's PC because it was like free with the Xbox Game Pass or something like that. And was playing that, but then that was sort of the only game that we were playing, and I wasn't playing it very often. I got quite far though. I think it's because like it's on his PC and I can only play it when he's not home and I'm doing other things, whatever. So basically, it was available on the spring Steam sales. So I've bought Disney Dreamlight again. But when I initially started Dreamlight on Liam's PC, it asked, oh, do you want to do a cloud thing so that if you change PCs or whatever, you can carry on your save progress? And I was like, nah, that doesn't matter. So basically, if I were to play it on my PC, I would be starting from the absolute very beginning. And I feel like, you know, I don't know, maybe the Dreamlight train has pulled out of the station. That's some old news right now. But one of the things I was thinking about is we could all together start Disney Dreamlight from the very, very beginning, just for funsies, and we could go on that journey together again. Yeah. So that's another option. Yeah. You can't restart yours. Yeah, because you said that you were kind of just waiting for drops every once in a while, eh? Whenever there would be a new drop, you would then go in. I guess it's sort of similar, like, to kind of Animal Crossing in the sense that once you sort of get everything where you want it to and, like, unlock everything, you're just sort of waiting for drops and stuff, aren't you? But yeah, that might be an option. I know friend of the pod, Artemis, plays Dreamlight quite often. I assume she's probably quite far in it. This would be, like, from the very beginning. But yeah, I thought that might be cool too, because again too, when you Yeah, I've not touched it in a long, long time. But I think the thing, too, that's kind of nice is because I've already partially played it, and then, you know, where, like, you place your houses. I guess I could have already moved them around in, like, you know, the creator world building mode. But I sort of, like, placed various people's houses, like, characters' houses and stuff. And I'm kind of like, well, I maybe wouldn't have put them there if I had played it again. And also would have, like, found things out, like, been a bit more efficient with certain things. So, maybe. It's not a dream too because I want the official game to do it. Right. Oh, Scrooge is bugged for you. That's frustrating. Yeah, that's the other thing, too, when games are, like... Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, obviously that is a thing you can do. My brain was literally in real time coming to that conclusion as I was talking about it. I could remove them after I've already placed them. But yeah, that's the only problem with games that are, like, so big and they're constantly in, like, testing and in alpha mode and stuff like that. You end up buying an unfinished game, technically. And then as they continue with, like, drops and glitches and different things. Then, of course, too, what usually happens with certain things is as you fix one thing, that can then trigger another, like, break in another area of the game. That's what was happening, with Liam when he was, I think it was COD that he was playing with his friends, and they kept on doing updates and then breaking another part of the game with every update they were doing. It was like, oh, we fixed this one thing, but that completely broke another section of the game to the point where he was like, this is unplayable. It's honestly too frustrating. So... Yeah, because there's other games, like, aside from finishing Strange Horticulture, I picked up Spiritfarer. I still really want to play that game. Like, just, you know, like, cozy little story-based games that hit you with, I don't know, like, slightly more mature subject matter, but are also really cozy at the same time. Because Spiritfarer is basically, your job is to ferry people over to the spirit world. So that in and of itself, you know, discussions around death and, like, the afterlife and things can already be considered, like, pretty heavy subjects. But then, oh, you have that one too. The music, the taxi music makes. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, see, because I've only seen, like, trailers of it, and I've heard really good things, but I've never watched any gameplay of it. So that's really cool. Okay. Putting this one on the bottom, because I'm sure, well, I don't know. We might need it, so we put it aside. So bust out these two pieces now, and then it'll be taking these guys apart, and then we can actually start building a thing. One of the other things I was thinking of doing too, but I do feel like I have to consult this. I have this book it's like this Alice in Wonderland book, but it's almost like an encyclopedia that has lists of all of, like, the different works of Alice in Wonderland and all the adaptations. So different book options, different game options, different, like, bits of media or whatever. And I had this thought, but I feel like it would be considered, like, this would be a full year adventure of just having, like, an Alice in Wonderland themed basically year on the channel where I, you know, make, because I have an Alice in Wonderland themed cross stitch kit. We have needle felted Alice in Wonderland inspo, and then there's so many different Alice in Wonderland themed games. Obviously you have your American McGee's Alice games, but then I think there are other ones and other iterations as well. So I think that maybe I'd have to look. I have to consult this encyclopedia and see if the games are actually, like, decent, because there's a lot of just like silly little games that are Wonderland inspired, and not really like ones that are worth, like they're either like little phone games or something like that, and aren't really like anything special. But I thought that would be a really cool thing to do one day. But I seem to have a whole list of different things that I have ideas for, so I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket, if you will. Just thinking of options and ideas. But it seems like, you know, every time, not every time, but it's like when I think about like, oh, we're not going through a funk, but sort of like the end of an era, if you will, where it was like, oh, you know, we finished our craft kit series, or like I finished, you know, Studio Ghibli month, or different things like that. And I'm like, oh shit, like now what? We always seem to find something else to do together. So that's always nice. You know, who would have thought that we would be baking, you know? That was something I never thought I would be doing, let alone streaming the baking. So we, yeah, we'll find a way, find things to do, try new things. I also think too, you know what, it's kind of, I don't know if it's like convoluted or kind of silly, but for me, I think I'm like more inclined to try new things and test things out when you guys are with me. Ooh, because if it doesn't work out, at least we like went on a journey together, you know what I mean? Whereas like I feel like if I was doing these things and they weren't working out and I was just by myself, I would be like, oh man, like that seems like such a waste of time and energy or whatever, and like resources and stuff. But because you guys are here with me, it's almost like, oh, but we made content, you know? And I don't know if that's a good thing, that I'm like, oh no, it's fine, we made content, so it's okay. But yeah, it makes the journey more enjoyable, as opposed to always the final result. You know, we do some things and I'm like, oh, was that the best thing I could have done? Maybe, maybe not, but we had fun and we did it together, and that's what's nice. So I've gotten a lot more, I don't know, I'm a bit more appreciative of the journey of these things when we get to do them together, as opposed to me going through them on my own. So that's what I think too. I like the idea of, you know, if I'm gonna make my own clothes, to do that with you guys, because then we can, you know, go through the trials and tribulations and the mistakes together. I think thankfully, you know, knock on wood, all of the tasks we've undertaken have been like semi-successful. They've not been like complete, you know, I've not set the kitchen on fire and not made, you know, unedible things. So it's not, you know, but I think in terms of like, I don't know, success is subjective anyway, but like the idea of, oh, this didn't work out very well. Like I think the one thing was like the rug hooking, or the latch hook, rug hooking. I don't know, that leaf plant we made, the monstera plant. And there are sections visually for me that I'm like, oh, I didn't do a very good job, but like it ended up looking not too bad together, and like we worked out, and it all, you know, worked out really well for us in the end. So yeah. I think it might be raining again. Doesn't look as bad as it was, but twas a little bit silly today. Luckily I had an umbrella today. I love it. I haven't used it in a while because it's really difficult. I can't walk Shadow and hold an umbrella at the same time. Like he's a two-handed walk. I need two hands to walk him. Especially if he then poops and you got one hand for the poo, one hand for the whatever. I don't have time to be holding onto an umbrella as well. So I just like take the L and walk in the rain with a hood, you know. But because I was going to an appointment today and I was walking, I was like, oh, I'll actually take the umbrella, and I've not done that in a while. And the one I like, I don't even know what I think they're called like bell-shaped umbrellas. They're basically like a dome. So, because I find like normal umbrellas, you have to hold them up so you can see where you're going. And then if it's windy, they're being blown inside out and it's like a big pain in the ass and you end up with all these broken umbrellas. So I found one. Obviously, it's difficult because it's not like a nice collapsible one that will fit in a like backpack or something. It is like a proper tall boy, like traditional, like big, tall, almost like walking stick style umbrella. But it's plastic and it's a clear plastic and then it pops out into a dome. So if it's really windy and rainy, I can basically like hide in it. Basically, again, proving that I just always want to look like a mushroom. Because it's basically me walking around with like a mushroom cap over my head. But because it's clear, I can see through it. And it's not at risk. It blows around and stuff, but I'm not at risk of it turning upside down and breaking that way. Because I'm not holding it up so high that the wind can get underneath it. So that was nice. It felt good. I was like in a little cocoon walking around in the rain. It was quite enjoyable, actually. Okay, what else are we cutting out of this? This guy, and then this guy. Part of me does think that these are going to come apart, but it's only labeled as A3, so I'm going to just leave them. It might be like A3 multiple times, but until then. Actually, I think that's the first thing we work on in the kit, so I could always just look at the instructions myself. What is it? A3. No, they aren't supposed to be. They're meant to be cut in half once. Okay. Okay, that's helpful. So A3 is twice. And then A6 is multiples, A7 is multiples, A8 is multiples. Okay. That's why we check things. That's why we check these things. Might need to do a little snack break in a minute. I'm really excited about this snack. I picked it up on the way home. Because, you know, guys, Easter is coming up. And so that means the return of mini eggs and cream eggs. So I picked up a cream egg for myself today. I was also very nice because they were 2 for whatever. I picked Liam up one as well, so he can have a cream egg when he gets home. Don't say I never did nothing for him. But yeah, so I brought that up for my snack today. Though I finished my tea, and I feel like this is going to be really, really sweet, and I feel like it probably would have benefited from having like a bitter tea to go with it, but it's fine. Take a bite out of it. I also don't know. I'm hoping it's not so runny that I can like bite it and leave it. I don't want to have to consume this entire thing all at once. I feel like that's a recipe for disaster. And then I can like leave it propped up here. There we go. So then the cream won't spill out. There we go. Big rain. Sun's not gone down yet. Tasha's engines are still firing. It's so nice though. I saw you could get like it was actually a 10 pack, which is wild to me, but I think you could get like a 6 pack as well, of eggs. But there were cream eggs, white chocolate eggs, and caramel eggs. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about the other two. I would just like a pack of just the cream eggs. But also it didn't feel like a good idea to have that many cream eggs in the house at one time. Though some of Becky XL's foods, some of her desserts, they were like cream egg bakes. So I guess I could have used them all for baking, but I probably would have just, individually consumed them all over time. Not like multiple ones a day, I would have, paced myself. But I'm definitely I don't know, actually, to be fair, I'm probably more team mini egg than I am team cream egg. Like, I guess maybe just in fact that the cream eggs are so rich and you can only, well, at least for me, I can only really, like, have one and you gotta kind of savor that. But mini eggs, I could go to town on a bag of mini eggs. I think all of these are all individuals. So we'll get those out, polish them up. And by polish, I mean sand. Oh, I've still not heard back. To be fair, I've not messaged. But again, I was the one who messaged last. So I told you guys about my backdrop saga, where I've booked it and I was like, okay, I know there's a £30 deposit. How would you like me to pay the deposit? And then she was like, well, PayPal or bank. And I was like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I can do both, whatever you want. And then she just never replied. And then I messaged her the day after being like, well, how about we do a bank transfer? Hasn't replied. So I'm like, do you not want my money? Do you not want me to have the backdrop? So I need to follow it up tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be my like appointment follow-up day. Because also too, when I booked the afternoon tea with my friends, they said, oh, we'll send you a email confirmation of your booking. And I'm always nervous about that, where obviously when you take names, like email addresses over the phone, I think sometimes people, especially too when it's like accents and things like that, right? So I think sometimes my accent might trip people up if I'm pronouncing certain letters that they are like, oh, that's not how I would pronounce them, sort of thing. So I've not gotten an email confirmation. So I don't know if they've taken down my address wrong. So I want to send them an email to be like, hey, by the way, I've booked this thing. I've not received confirmation. Just checking to make sure you have all my details correct. And then I can get that and make sure it's all good. Because last thing I want is, I'm sure it's in the system and it's fine, but the last thing I want is all of us rocking up and then being like, you don't got a reservation. You know what I mean? Or like they've lost it, or like it doesn't match up with anything. So gotta do that. And then, yeah, gotta follow up with this backdrop lady to be like, hello, please. I don't want to lose my booking. Please take my money. Essentially. And then I also need to make a doctor's appointment. Because, yeah, again, the UK, it's good. It's annoying, but it's also good. Is that when you are on, I think it's just the birth control. I think if I wasn't on birth control, I wouldn't be having these appointments. They might though, because I'm on 2 like long-standing medications. And so I want to say it's every 3 months or every 6 months. I think it might be every 6 months. They want you to come in basically for a pill check, to basically be like, okay, I'm monitoring to make sure you're not experiencing any like negative symptoms. Because like with anything, right? Like most, with birth control, it's like long standing that there are potentials for blood clots and different things like that, right? So they go in and they take all your stuff, just make sure all your like vitals and stuff are normal and you're not experiencing any, adverse things, just so that they feel confident continuing to prescribe you the stuff, right? And so I need to book that in because I noticed on my they have these like renewal forms that they give you whenever you renew your prescription. And one of mine was like, oh, next checkup or next check is for like end of March. So I'm like, okay. Because most of the time I didn't, you know what it is? It was only recently that I even noticed that they have that. Oh, we've just knocked off. That's annoying. I don't know if you can see. Some of the wood is chipped off of that. That's frustrating. That's all right though. It'll just be aesthetically weathered. I think we're making a chest, so it's fine if it's a little bit, not 100%. But anyway. So usually, I didn't even realize until I kind of looked over this form, because I was having issues renewing my prescriptions online, that it even said like next review date on there. So previously what was happening is I just, you know, unbeknownst to me, was just willy-nilly removing my prescriptions. And then on the script themselves, there would be like capital letters from the doctor being like, ASAP book pill check. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, okay. I guess I should do that. So now I know where they tell you on the form where your review dates are in. So I learned something new. So that's good. You know, it only took almost 6 years of living here to know that that's how that works. But yeah, so gotta give them a call and book that in. But yeah, that's happening. No, really? What is it for? That's so frustrating. It's frustrating, but then I guess you have to think about, like, I'm getting paid to sit on hold right now. You could reframe it in that respect, but it doesn't make it annoying. Especially, do they have really shit hold music? That's not good. But yeah, do they have really bad hold music? That's always the worst when the hold music is terrible. I've been on hold with places where their on hold music makes it sounds like it's happening through a loudspeaker in another part of the room. It's very weird. Like, it almost sounds like they're funneling it in, and it, like, is fuzzy sounding, almost like a radio signal that's all messed up. And I'm like, I don't understand why you have such, like, janky sounding hold music. They make you press 1 every minute. Really? I guess to prove that you still want to be in the queue? That's dumb. I don't like that. It's like, I'm sorry, if you're putting me on hold, you gotta let me do things while I'm on hold. Don't hold you to the fact that you have to constantly be pressing a button to make sure you're still on the line. That's rude. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Okay. Oh, I just realized we still have all... Okay. I was like, and now we make things! But I just realized underneath this stuff, we also have all of these to pop out. That's okay. I feel like these aren't as... These are paper, though. They're like a thick cardstock. So we don't need to sand them down, per se, as such. Because we do need these to build... they're like little bits that go in the box and stuff. So, okay. So I think all of the dark bits are for the actual shadow box themselves. That's my understanding of the situation. I just read, so there's a little tombstone on here and it says gone away, and I thought it said go away. And I was like, heh. I would have preferred it if it said that. That would have been funny. This place is the worst. They make everything so complicated. Yeah, that's so obnoxious. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah, gotta pop them out. It's like the systems that call you back. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's a good one. That's a good one. Where they're like, we will give you a call back. The worst, though, is when they say they're going to call you back and they don't. But if they do, you're like, yes, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, this one. See, it says gone away. We might need to amend that. I think go away feels much more appropriate. All of the okay, listen. Put all those thick cardstock pieces there. We might have to. I'm trying to think what time it is. Okay. Let's get some of these bags out that we used for the last ones, just so that we're keeping a handle on things. So all of these can go in here. Oh, funny enough, I actually grabbed the one I labeled display case, which feels very appropriate. Because I feel like this whole thing is like a giant display case. Oh, no. Yeah, that's the one thing, and it sounds really bad, and obviously do as I say, not as I do. But I have something similar where I need to sort out my, like, Canadian bank account. Because I have a bank account in Canada still, and that's fine, but the thing is, the one I have is, like, I'm not actively using it because I don't have the cards for it, and also I'm not there. And so the checking account is actively charging me every month, which isn't good. It's basically, like, whatever. But the thing is that my address that my cards are for, like, that's registered to my account, is my childhood home that my parents no longer live at. And I'm like, okay, I would like to change the mailing address to where to a Canadian address that I have people that are at. But then they're like, well, we need to verify your identity. And the options they give me is to call me on a Canadian phone that I no longer have. And the other option was I used to be able, for some things, I can correspond with them via a Proton Mail account because it's meant to be like an encrypted email address, so I could do some of the stuff, but other things they're like, oh, in real time, like, you know, and I get it. It's like with anything, with my banks here, right? They go, oh, we want to text you a PIN number so you can log in. And I'm like, that's fine, but I need to update those. And also, too, the Canadian phone numbers are different lengths than the UK phone numbers. So when I go to update those things, they won't, like, my physical phone number doesn't fit into their fill-in sheet. So I need to figure out. So basically, I've had my head in the sand for a while now about, like, I know I need to deal with this. I know I need to, like, sort out whatever. But I basically am at the point where there's enough money in there that I just, like, basically ostrich myself in the stand, you know, in the sand about it. And I know that's not good. But again, it just makes it physically impossible. I'm like, I literally don't have a means of correcting my identity at this point. So I think, like, when I eventually, probably next year, go to Canada to visit friends and family, I'm gonna have to make an appointment with a bank to be like, yo, let's sort this shit out. My dad looked up, though, and apparently there is so I'm with a bank called CIBC, and there is a CIBC in England, apparently, in London. And so I need to, like, phone them up and be like, yo, can you deal with my international, or do you only deal with, like, UK based stuff? Because that would make things a lot easier. But as of right now, the answer is no. The answer is a resounding no. But I'm going to leave these here, and I'll stick those in a different bag. Yeah, it's a store credit card, and a few months ago I paid it off, but then they charged me interest afterwards. That's annoying, and I didn't check because I hadn't used it. Yeah, that's dumb. Because the other thing, too, right, is you pay it off, and you're like, I've done my job. I've done the responsible adult thing and done the things, paid it off, check out, you know, pat on my back, and then they do a wrong. They do a wrong. And then it's up to you to then chase them up to fix their wrong. And you're like, I was doing everything correctly. I don't know what you guys were doing. But yeah, like banks, like different companies like that do it all the time, where it's like, oh no, you fucked up. But you're gonna make me chase you in order to change what you did. Which is not good. Okay. Let's continue popping these out. We have a little spade to pop out. Little bat. That's another motif we've had a lot around here, is little bats. I think that would make really cute earrings. Speaking of like other needle felted projects and stuff like that, I feel like little bat earrings would be really cute. I think I'm gonna close the account. Yeah, that's frustrating. That's the other thing too, right? Is it's almost like sometimes if you threaten them to be like, I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna find another place to open up with a different bank, they then panic and then they finally give you what you want. And you're like, why? Why be difficult? Check it out. It's our little cat. It's like Hellborn. It's like Hellborn from Strange Horticulture. You know this cat? This cat kind of looks like the one from the Coraline movie. It's got like the really big blue eyes. This looks like the Coraline cat. It does. Does the Coraline cat have a name? I don't think I remember what his name is. He must have a name. I don't remember what it is though. He is left unnamed as he explains that cats do not need names to tell each other apart, but other mother. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I like that. Yeah, so he doesn't. But he does look like that cat. So he is not, he is the nameless Coraline cat. Yeah, because I think she just calls him cat, doesn't she? Like Coraline does in the movie. I finally found an audiobook version of that book because it wasn't available. The version that I had saved in Goodreads, or not Goodreads, in Audible wasn't available. But then another version was, and I was like, well then why didn't you recommend that version? But whatever. I now have that. I've not listened to it yet, but I do have the audiobook version of that. Which is awesome. Still on hold. You're not gonna lie, I'm hoping that they might waive some fees. Yeah, I think so. To be fair, I do think it's like, it's a pain in the ass for you because you basically have to threaten to walk before they like change their tune. But it will probably do something. Yeah. 20 minutes on hold, 1 minute to solve the problem. The email I sent 3 weeks ago was just ignored, I guess. That's so dumb. That's so frustrating. They're like, my bad. You're like, that's cool. That's 30 minutes of my life I'm not gonna get back. But at least it's done now. Jobbed. You job well done. Job well jobbed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like, at least it's done now. How often do you have to renew those? Are they an annual thing? Business licenses. Yeah, annual. Right, yeah. Because they were slack-a-lacking. Oh, look at this spooky hand. Spooky. I like it. I like it a lot. Bloop, bloop, little bird. More bats. Love it. Love it. Oh, let's get out these spooky trees. Oh, I finally painted my nails the other day. I feel like they've been naked for like 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. And then I felt very weird about it. But it's because I was very concerned, because we were doing all these baking streams, that I was going to have chipped nails and the nails would chip off into the stuff we were making. So I was like, I don't want to be doing that. But then I finally was like, I've not planned any more baking in the next little bit. I'm going to paint my nails again. Though it was annoying because I thought that this color, I still love it. Like, I love it. It's like a turquoise with the everything taco on it. But so this color, I have like a navy blue, like a darker blue that has a bit of a shimmer to it. And I thought that this polish actually like also had a shimmer to it, but it's just like a basic regular creme. And I have a hollow taco color that has a much nicer brush and formula in a color very, very similar to this. And so in the end, I painted them and I was like, why didn't I just use the hollow taco color instead of this Essie color? It's very nice, but it genuinely would have looked very, very similar. And I'm like, that was because I thought it was a different finish and it wasn't, but I'm still happy with it. Thank you. I'm excited to be in a place where I can finally do those things again. Never really had a lot of space to do it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because that's one of those things, like, it's always so funny, because, again, when I do them, it's, like, a good couple hours. Like, I fully, and I don't know, part of it's probably because I am, again, waiting for drying time, so I probably didn't have to, play 3 rounds of Best Fiends waiting for my nail polish to dry, but I'm sure it helped. It helped secure it to the nail more and, like, keep it that way. So I think if I was really focused, maybe I could get it done in like an hour and a half, depending on what I'm doing. But the 2 hours is, it's going to be beneficial for the drying time. So that's how I see it. But it does take a while. So that's why I, watch streams, put on movies, listen to podcasts. Yeah, now that I think about it, like, by next week you should be in your new place, eh, Kat? You should be moving on in, shouldn't you? Thank you so much for that, Kay. We've finished the tea, but we have the juice, the squash. That's so amazing. That's gonna be so good. Are you hiring like a van or hiring movers to help you, or you just got like people in a truck and you're gonna do that all yourself? I'm not sure how much stuff you have that you need to move. Yeah, that's so exciting though. I feel like it's been such a long time coming. Oh yeah, I'm not lifting shit. Kudos. Yup. Yeah. Truer words were never spoken. I love that. No, that's good. That's good though, because then you can just work, they do all of that and then you do all of the unpacking and the organizing and all the fun stuff, right? Making your space your own. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be so awesome. Do you know if yeah, you've moved many times. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, you're like, whatever, been there, done that. I'm too tired for this shit. I respect that. Do you know if the flat, like, how you were originally going to move into the apartment, but it's currently being renovated, so you're moving into the one beside it? Do you know what the renos are still ongoing there? I guess it would, because if they weren't ongoing, then that's the place you would be moving into. So I'm sure it's still progressing in that way. But hopefully you guys move in and then the construction or the renoing of that place isn't too much longer. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because you don't need to go stir crazy with construction and things happening next door to you. We actually have, oh, okay, only takes a minute. Yeah, that's not bad. We actually have some plumbers coming by to give us a quote, about redoing our upstairs bathroom. Because I told you guys how, on Friday again, we discovered that the shower upstairs is leaking. And we also suspect that the toilet has a bit of like a slow leak. We just think that, you know, the whole thing is in need of a bit of a refurb. So we have someone coming over on Friday to take a look and give us a quote. Because it's one of those where we, like, luckily, you know, we're in a position where we're like, okay, we did want to redo the bathroom in general. We could just, you know, sort the shower out, but we're pretty sure, like, we're going to need a whole new shower. And the bathroom is sort of, like, wrapped in tile. And in order for them to probably do the work on the shower, they're going to have to break a bunch of the tiles around it and probably, like, do stuff with the floor tiles as well. And so it's going to look patchy and weird. And so if we're able to, we might as well just redo the whole thing so that all the finishes will be, like, uniform. But we'll see. We'll see what the damage is, and then we can make that decision. But yeah, I was saying it would be really nice, actually, because we want to get, like, a slightly... Because our shower is, like, really tiny, and it's just, like, a real... You almost, like, you can't clean yourself without, like, elbowing the sides of the shower. It's very inconvenient, and so we want to get one of the ones that, like, opens on an angle. And then the hope is that, you know, like, there'll be a lot more sort of square footage of shower room. And I was saying to Liam that it would be nice if we got a shower that was big enough so that we could actually, like, clean shadow in it. Because he hates the bath, right? And he always tries to jump out of the tub. Whereas if, like, we can close the door in a shower with him, I think that would be a lot easier for all of us in order to get that done. But yeah, but we'll see. This will be my 14th move. Damn. So you are a well-seasoned professional at this point. You are a professional mover, essentially. That's nice. Well, I was gonna say that's nice though, but that's mom's a shower door. Yeah, exactly. I think that's a much safer probably thing for them, right? Because him trying to, it's such a, you know, him trying to jump out of the tub, it's like a two-man job, whereas like if he's, I guess obviously if he's like pawing at the door, it might be a bit of a problem, but if it's like, you know, not a huge thing, as long as the door is sturdy enough that he can't, like, you know, blast it off of its track or whatever, it should be fine. No way! The last movie you did, the guys complimented the organization. I feel like that would be the same this time. I feel like, you know, you, in terms of your moving, are a well-oiled machine. You've been pretty pre-prepped, like, for a while now, and you did a huge cull before you left too, so it's like you're really only taking the essentials. I'm sure everything is labeled with, like, which, you know, is going in what room and stuff like that. So, it's awesome. I really like this little, it's like a spooky lamppost. I like it. Oh, let me try to, there we go. Look at that little spooky lamppost. Cute. Cute. Okay, yeah, but wow. That's awesome. Yeah. We have to get rid of, we have a cull stash currently in our spare room that we need to clean out because in May, my brother and his girlfriend are coming and are going to be staying in that room, and it would probably be nice if they could stay in there and not just have bags of donations all around them. That would be ideal. So that's next on my to-do list, because some of the stuff can actually be like donated to like a charity shop, to a used clothing store, if you will. But other stuff is like threadbare, and so they have those like drop-off clothing bins near some of the like rubbish sites and stuff, and so I gotta kind of sort through and see what's actually like worthy of donating and what we just have to like throw out at one of those like clothing refuge places. So I gotta do that at some point. I do have a giant box of Squishmallows though. Hey man, why not? You know, right? Priorities. I think that I don't see a single problem with that. And, you know, it's one box. Truly, in the grand scheme of things, that is one box of Squishmallows. It's a giant box, but it's only one. Only a single box. So I think that that's pretty good. That's what I think. I think that's good. I feel like that seems like a perfectly contained amount of Squishmallows, in my opinion. Because depending on the size of the mallow, they're quite big. And they take up a lot of space. The only way I guess they wouldn't take up a lot of room is if you had some of those vacuum seal bags. Because I'm sure, like, you could really squish the Squishmallows down to really, like, compact them. But if you don't have those, you're right, you're going to need a giant box. Yeah. If you absolutely needed that box for other things, then you would have like had to go through the faff of finding them. But if you didn't need to, then it doesn't matter, right? We've reached the point of no return with the cream egg. We need to finish it. So the goo doesn't slip out and get all over the counter. Go grab a snack. Everyone, go grab a snack. Go grab a drink. Take care of yourselves. Sometimes with these, it's hard to tell where the like attachment points are because they're so delicate. They just kind of look like they're just hanging out in there. So you gotta go around and make sure you really have all of the points. I'm like, I'm obviously missing some, but where? I feel like some of these paper bits, because this wasn't even anywhere near what we were doing, and this is coming up a little bit. That's not good. Don't faff with it, it's fine. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more things to cut out. And then we can build. We can build! There we go. We must find all of the points, all the connection points. the next big order of business after this is trying to figure out what I want for dinner. This is really pretty. This is, I don't know, it's like a really nice purpley gray combo. You can't even really see the purple on the camera, but it's there. It's like a very subtle color difference between the two, and it's really pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's like very subtle, isn't it? I think it's really pretty. Okay, we just have 2 bits of tree, our tombstone, and our little ghosty to cut out. Alright, and then the first thing we'll be making is like a little chest. It looks like there's a lot of components to it. So there's going to be like stuff coming out of the chest, there's going to be stuff hanging off the chest. It looks pretty detailed. There's enough going on with it, that's for sure. Okay, did we get all of the main points? No, I didn't finish going around the tree yet. Yeah, man. Here we go, another little spooky tree. It's an excellent maximizing of space for these. They've really managed to like put all of the things. They fit all the things on here in the various iterations they need to do that. I admire their use of space. In terms of fitting all of the components on one sheet of cardstock. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Tombstone. There we go. Gives me like that call. Yeah. Okay, gotta go put your adult hat on. Go put the adulting hat on. We're sending you all of our adulting vibes. I don't have many, but you know, I'm sending off vibes of and you know, also, you know, social anxiety prevention to make phone calls, because I too have an aversion to phone calls. I'm like, but why? It's so bad to go from a generation that was so stoked to pay, you know, like $1 $49 for a fun ringtone based on our favorite songs. I sure do have a complete aversion to phone calls now in my later life. Okay, have we popped all of the bits out of the thing? It seems that way. Look at the scraps out there. These are a few of my favorite things. Okay. It is time to make the wooden case. We got what? We got a half hour. We're taking up an adulting collection. Yes, exactly. Yes. All right, let us get out all of the things we need. Paint silver and black on the red areas and glue them as shown. Oh, we already need the marker. I wonder if I can use a pen. I assume I can use a black pen for this situation. I think it'll take a little bit to dry, but I do think that we can use this. This is like a pure liquid ink, black something. It might smudge, but then again, it's a box, so I think it'll look weathered, and I think that's okay, you know? So we need... all of these pieces. So we need A1, A1, okay. We need A2, no, A2. What are you then? A5? But you look like the same size. Unless you're A4. You're A1. Okay. You're A1. You're A2. You're A3. You're both A3. The bigger one is A4. The skinny one is A5. All of these teeny tiny little things are A6. So it looks like we don't need this scrap piece so far. If we are, it'll be to cover something else. So I think we can draw on it just to like test our ink situation. Okay, what is it? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then these pieces here and these pieces here. Okay, tiny number 1 and 2, tiny number 1 and 2. Okay, so those are step 1. Those are the components. So these are the components. Actually, we might as well stick all of the pieces we don't need for this. So for this guy, we also need the spooky hand. Get out of here. Okay, spooky hand, check. We need the spade, check. We need the crow. There we go. We need the crow. We need the silver. I should probably put this blade away. That seems like a smart thing to do. Let's put this away. Put it off to the side. Get the pointy object away from me. Okay. We need the pen. We need this pen. Okay. And we need the iron chain. Okay. The little chain. There we go. Back with snacks. Ooh, what snacks have you procured? What snacks have you Jesus Christ, Shadow! You scared me! Oh, he came off the bed and he was on the floorboards and then did his, like, full shake, so he, like, super tapped on the floorboards. Scared the shit out of me, dude. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Cool. Oh, alright. Well, our son guy brought us some cheese breadsticks. Ooh, apples and some... That's nice. That's a nice little... That's like a little charcuterie for one. I like that. Okay, let's see if this pen works. So we need to paint. We need to color. I think this will work fine. And then does that smudge? Not really. There's some runoff on my finger, but I think that'll be fine. I think this will be fine. And also it's like a fine point, so that will be good. So the first thing we need to do, again, I'm so sorry guys. You can't really see shit, but you know, just trust me. You can trust it's happening. You can trust it's happening. Okay. So we need to paint silver and black on the red areas and glue them as shown. Okay. So first we need to color in the word fright into the box. I guess it's not... It is working, but it's like really... I don't know. Here, let's see. Let's see if we can bring you guys closer to the action. That's a little bit better. You know, there we go. There we go. And then we can move you over a bit. There we go. There you can see a little bit better. Not by much, but better than you could. And that's all we can really ask, you know? That's all we can really ask. So this is meant to be colored in to say fright. I guess this is why you're supposed to use a marker, not a pen, but it's not working. It's just not the most pigmented, which is weird because this pen is usually very pigmented. Because it does, oh, maybe not. Hello pen. See, it's not even showing up on here. Listen, you piece of shit. Unless the ink is gone. The ink is possibly gone. Good thing we have another one. Let's grab the other one. Maybe that's the problem. You redeemed the sound alert, but I do not hear it. Why is that? Sound alerts dashboard, is that where it is? You did do, yeah. Let me figure out why. Why can you not hear it? So why does that one not work, but the other ones do? I am sus. Because if we hit this one, does that one work? Je suis confused. Huh. I don't know why that's not working. Let's check. There's no cooldown limit. I don't know what happened there. And that's also weird because it's not showing up here as points that you've used. Huh. I do not know. I truly don't know. Because I checked the dashboard. Let's check over here. Maybe I have to update my source? Let's see. Managers, no. Setup, I use OBS. Drag and drop. Okay. Now let's see if it works. Huh. But I updated you. Read access information. Yeah. I don't know. That was fine. Yeah. All good, all good. I'm still just like, hey, what the hell, man? Okay, this one is now working, so we can continue the coloring in. We can continue coloring in. Haha, now we're cooking with fire. Or is it cooking with gas? That's the term. The term is cooking with gas. It seems sort of silly that there would be a box, like a wooden box with the word fright on it. That seems like a very random thing to have written on a box. I guess it's like the contents of it are frightful. Is it like your spooky box, maybe? Box of spooky things? That's pretty random. Yeah, exactly. What's a prediction? Oh. Oh, Rock Racy, there's nobody thought it would happen. That's funny. Okay, fright. So first we color in the tiny words. Okay. Sprite. Cool. So I think that's the only one that we're meant to color in with black. And then the rest is now colored in with the silver one. It's so random to me that this pen isn't working. I'm not sure pen was working on game. Yeah, well, it had a prediction, so it said nobody thought that it was a prediction. So I don't know what that means in terms of like how you're supposed to play the game. Use rock, paper, scissors. 60 seconds to vote. Honestly, it just seems like all the things seem to be broken. See the details. No, it looked like it worked. But I think it thought you predicted scissors, which is also then weird. Yeah. Because it had a number 2 next to your name for a minute. So it led to be that you predicted number 2. So I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to put a number in. I don't know why it auto said you were going to do 2. But you got a good report from the doctor. Ooh, do tell. Are like levels good and all that kind of stuff? That's really exciting. Okay, let's again make sure this is working. Missed the silver pen. Okay. Silver pen is working now. We now need to color all of the things. She's losing weight, but she's got way more energy. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so it's not all bad. So that's really hopeful. This is a really bright silver. Wow. I don't know if you can see that. You can kind of see that. Yeah, see? Wow. Very cool. Okay, color these in. Next biopsy is the 11th. Okay, so all the fingers and toes crossed for then. It sounds like, because she had that little bit of a stint, but it sounds like things are back on the trajectory of before, which is really nice to hear. Okay, A7s need to be colored, so they're the skinnier ones. So we need to color all of these guys in next. So these are like the little divots. The little, I guess this is like the nails of that would be putting the box together IRL. That we're coloring in. Yeah, everything's going smoothly now, I hope. She's been working now. Yeah, I know that she did go back to work. Yeah. That's probably, you know, in a way it's probably helpful. Like, it's not good because we already talked about how, like, it's nice that she can work, but it would be nice if she didn't have to. But it's probably good for her to go in and have her boss see what, you know, the state that she is in, to be like, oh, right. Like, you ill, you know what I mean? So, because sometimes it's like almost like an out of sight, out of mind thing where people are like, well, I don't understand. Why aren't you coming in? And then they come in and they're like, carry on, you know? Like, makes sense. Yeah, I'm incredibly impressed with this silver. I'm very impressed by it. needs like a little minute to dry down. Looks like the ink is sort of like sinking into the wood a little bit. It's a bit of a grain to it, but I also think if it, oh yeah, I just like smooshed it all over the place. Ah! Yeah, I think it does need to dry down a little bit. Unless it's just all sitting on there, and then it will over time like kind of settle into the wood a little bit more. I think maybe because I want it to look really vibrant, but maybe that's not what's going to happen. And then also too, if we think about it, it's like a wooden box, so it will be a little bit weathered over time. But anyway, we'll let that dry out. I think that was everything that needed to be colored. Ah, Nora Wolf, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you being here. I hope you're having a fabulous Tuesday. Thank you for joining us on our miniature craft kit adventure. I see you looking at me. I see those ears are up. We got like 10 more minutes. Let's see if we can put together this bad boy. Okay, so A5, which is the thinner one. This goes on the bottom. This is A1. I don't think it matters what side it... Oh, there we go, kind of. So that's meant to go here. And then this is meant to go here. Okay. So, geez, Scoob. Shall we start the assembly process? Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's happening. We are ready to glue. This bottle's very tough, and I feel like if I put too much pressure on it, the whole thing's gonna come screeching, squishing out, and I'm not going to like here. We're gonna test over here. I'm just gonna test how much I need to squish this. Ugh. Oh, do I need to? No, I don't think so. Because this looks, hang on. Am I gonna, yeah. Do I need to, yes, there's stuff in the thing. Do I have to cut the tip off? Probably. Now that I'm looking at it, that does look to be that way. I always hate that though, because when you cut them off, then you can't actually, like, you can't make it as thin. The stream of the glue is much thicker than I would want it to be. Come on. Get out of there. Okay. All right, let's cut this out and hope we don't hope we don't splooge glue everywhere. Okay. There we go. I don't even know what I said to warrant that, but I'm sure it was valid. Absolutely. I would not put it past me. There we go. Nope. Still not 100%. Now it's coming out. No! It's now. Okay. Nope. It's fine. God damn it. I pushed too hard. And now it's exploded. What are we gonna do? We're getting glue everywhere. This was not part of the plan. Okay. Stop. Just chill, okay? Just chill. It's fine. Now we just got, glue and stuff. Everywhere. Okay, can we scoop this with something? this maybe. There we go. There we go. It's fine. Get the excess off of here. I really hope we don't have to use this later, because I don't know. It's just the way this happened. Okay. You can stay there and hope that we don't need to use you at a later date for another thing. Now that we have cut the tip off. Okay, let's regroup here. Let's regroup. Okay. Let's see, now we don't have to push down so hard because we've actually opened it up for the thing. Okay. So we need to stick this down and then also glue the other one down. Just to line everything up. So this needs to be lined up this way. So we'll do that. Ooh, just so we know where that needs to be oriented. Okay. We have done the first glue of the session. We're doing the thing now. I forgot how messy this is. And I put the glue on the wrong side. It's fine. That does need to actually eventually have glue on it, but just not right this second. It's a good thing that this is just meant to be like a chest, like a case, because, you know, we can afford for it to be rustic looking, you know? Did I not put any glue on the bottom? I thought I did. Okay. No, it's good. It's fine. I just don't want it to like stick to the bottom, like stick to the work top. Okay. There. Just smooth enough. Smooth enough. Okay, what's next? So we did those ones. And now we need to add the other ones. And then we gotta, okay. Thank you. More tiny gluing. And then this gluing on this side here. Hi, baby. How you feeling? All right. Now we put this fright section on. And then we get to add little design details, little nubbins details. So we're gonna finish the box and then we will call it for the day. So if anybody has any raid suggestions, let me know. If not, we'll go see which one of our friends is online. All right, we will secure this. Make sure that's dry. There we go. Look at that. Right. Oh, come on. Focus. Yeah, I'll have to check who we have available. Okay, so that's now done. But now we have little extra bits to add. I think we probably should get the tweezers out. So these will then line up in between. So they're gonna go either side here to sort of whoop, 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 burp, burp, burp. Okay. I think that the goal will, yeah, it'll be trying to make those as like straight as possible, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. I think maybe it might be best to put the glue on here, maybe? That's what I'm gonna try. This might not be the best idea, but we will find out together. Haha! Leah! Hello, hello! Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, friends. You are catching me precariously putting tiny little pieces of wood onto other tiny little pieces of wood. I hope you're doing well. What were you working on today? I also respect if you need to raid and run. That's also very appropriate. But hello, everyone. My name's Nostalgia Tash. I am a crafter. Mostly a cross-stitcher and needle felter, though I feel like we've done a lot less of that lately. We are returning to our, we went on a bit of a series at the start of the year where we did a bunch of miniature kits. And now we're back on our miniature kit train. And yes, good, finally back to crafting. Oh, that's amazing. So glad to hear it. Yeah, I'm doing really good. Originally we were meant to be making a vegan body butter and lip balm kit. But I read the instructions and unboxed it on stream and realized we needed a double boiler and a fridge. And my kitchen's a mess right now. So we decided to do a vote of the other 3 craft kits we had to figure out what we were going to do next. And we decided on the miniature kit. So that's what we're doing right now. So this is our second foray into miniatures. The first time we did a Alice in Wonderland tea shop. And now we're making like a little spooky diorama kit. Both from Rolife. That's like a miniature brand. So I'm quite excited, but obviously it's very tiny. So, you know, the ability to see what's going on is few and far between, but this is what we're making right now. So we're currently finishing the remains of this little crate, this fright box. We don't quite know why it says fright on it, but you know, it's fine. It's okay. It's all good. So yeah, we're finishing that up, and then we need to, I think, add some little guys to the back and then do whatever. Texas Hula, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, now we'll do the same thing with this. So I put the glue on the actual case instead of on the little individual pieces and hope that works out. But yeah. So we've been hanging out here today. If you guys don't know by the sound of my voice, I don't think I've said A yet, but I am Canadian. But I currently live in the UK. I'm going on to my 6th year of living here. I married a Brit. So, and we live here in the UK with our 2-year-old lurcher named Shadow. He's currently sleeping on the futon. Let's see if you guys can see him. Let me see if I can Let's arrange this. Not really. He's hiding right there. See, can you see him? Oh, there he is. Say hello. Yeah? Hi. How you doing? There he is. There you go. Scratch his little head. But yeah, so that's us. That's us in a nutshell. But yeah, so we mostly craft, but sometimes we game, sometimes we bake. And yeah. Right now we miniature make. We actually are in the process of winding down for the day, but I do want to finish this little bit first. So basically what we did is we cut out all of the little components that are involved in the whole craft kit. So that's what all of these things are. So there's all these little bits, and then I also have a bunch under here that we've cut out, popped out. There's little bits of wood that we then needed to file away. So we did that. And now we are starting the actual construction portion, and we are starting with, well, we're doing it in order of the instructions, and the instructions say make the little box, the wooden chest case first. So that is what we are doing. It actually wants me to add these little guys onto here as well. So we will do that too. I guess we're joining all of this together. I don't know how this is meant to, hopefully it stands upright. I guess this will distribute the weight enough that it makes sense for it to balance on itself, but we will find out. Go, okie dokie. Then the next one, and then hopefully we got this like little silver pen in the kit, so we colored these little sections, like these, all these little divots and stuff are all colored in with the silver pen. And so we had to do these larger sections in silver, and I feel like they needed to like almost like dry, like set a little bit. So hopefully those are set. I also think that like the wood sort of absorbed a little bit of the pigment, but that's fine. I'm also reminding myself too that like if this looks a little weathered or like smudged or whatever, it's like it's a wooden chest in a spooky forest, so it's not gonna be... Oh, Originals, thank you very, very much for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for being here. But yeah, so I'm like, if it does look a little bit, you know, skew, whiff, and weathered, it's like it's a chest in a spooky forest. So that feels appropriate. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, thank you. It's very nice to meet you as well. Hopefully we can finish this. Okay, so that's there, and now we need to make the little chest, and then I think we have to, so basically we're trying to achieve this. This is what we're trying to achieve. So I think it wants us, I think probably it's in our best interest to glue the lid to the case off the side. And then we have these little bits here, these little cardboard bits that we need to stick on there too. But first we'll glue this. So it has these like little notches that help guide. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, you can kind of see. So beside these silvers, these little notches on either side, and that's like to kind of be little guides for where the other pieces need to be glued down. So it gives us a little bit of an indicator. So that's nice. All right. Could probably use a little bit more glue than that. I don't want to like use a ton, but I also don't want it to dry before we've got a chance to actually stick the thing that we need to stick on the thing. Okay, hopefully. There we go, maybe, sort of, kind of. The nice thing I've noticed, this is my second time, like I said, working on one of these Rolife kits, and the glue seems really nice that like it dries quickly, but it also kind of has a little bit of tackiness to it that you can get away with like kind of sticking it where you need it to, and then like having a bit of wiggle room to smush it around to like really finesse where you want it to go, which is helpful because I feel like if we were using like super glue or something like that, it would be a big old pain in the butt. I like that this gives us a little bit more flexibility. And these are just the glues that have come with the kit. I don't actually know what kind of glue it is or what it does. But, you know, I've seen loads of these DIY miniature kits building my... Yeah! Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's the thing, too, because that was one of the things as well. I think I got a lot of targeted ads for these different miniature kits. And yeah, I had always been fascinated by them, had never done them before. And then for Christmas, I got gifted a kit. And then we worked on it together on stream, and I was like, these are really cool. So I was like, there's a whole lot more where that came from. I think the biggest concern I'm going to have now is that I'm going to want to make all of the things, and there's only going to be so much room in my house to display various miniature kits. So that is my current concern, is I'm like, where are all the miniature kits that I want to make going to live? So that's what the current situation is, but... I'm sure, like, I think I have family members that would be more than happy to take some of my creations off my hands, so maybe that's the case. Okay, so we need to... I'm not quite sure how this is... It's actually quite vertical. It's quite high up. I'm sort of like looking at, like, here's the sort of orientation. I don't know if you can see of the box. It's like front and center there. I'm just trying to see where it kind of needs to, because it looks like it's kind of at an angle here, but I also think that, oh yeah, I guess so. Then that makes it a bit difficult to glue. Does it matter though? I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of tiny details. And so it's a lot of little tiny pieces and a lot of like kind of faffing about. So I think like if you don't have tiny fingers or like, you know, ability to move like tweezers and things like that, I think it can get a bit frustrating. Like I've accidentally like held something in the tweezers too hard and like pinged it and like lost it. Like it's gone forever. I don't know where it is. But yeah, like I think as long as you have the sort of patience to kind of, yeah, like exist with them and stuff like that, then I think it can be quite rewarding. But it is definitely time consuming is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, Leah. Again, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate you stopping by and so excited for you to be crafting again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Okay. I am gonna glue. Yeah, okay. I think the easiest thing would be to just run glue along here. Yeah, you should. Absolutely. I think it's worth getting into just for funsies. And I think the thing that's nice about the kits too is aside from like a couple things, like you need like a little precision blade, like an X-Acto knife, and some like scissors and stuff, but a lot of the things, like it's pretty, you don't need a lot of things. A lot of the stuff comes with the kit itself. So you get the glue, you get all the pieces, you get some tweezers and a little bit of sandpaper and like a little screwdriver if there's any electrical components. And then yeah, the only thing that, it also mentioned a ruler. I have not figured out why we need the ruler yet, for this one, but other ones you need to measure like the size of cabling and things that you want. I think that's fine like that. Okay, that's gonna take a while to dry though. Yeah, it's like a little bit tacky, so it's moving, but I think there's enough on there that it's okay. You have whiplash, not to give up sculpting already. Oh, that's so frustrating. Yeah. Definitely, though. Yeah, I would hope that it is something you're able to pick up. Is the whiplash, like, so you have a lot of, like muscle pain and stuff like that? Like, a lot of sort of, like, injuries that kind of prevent you from kind of sitting for too long or, like, doing sorts of stuff like that? Or does it sort of manifest in a different way? Okay. And then we need to glue the bird and the spade. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's really difficult. Because then, yeah, like you said, it's like you want to be able to enjoy your crafts and stuff. But if it causes too much of a pain flare-up, that's got to be really frustrating. Have you had is it current? Like, or not current, but like, is it recent, the sort of whiplash and stuff? Okay. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's interesting. That's good though that you've been able to find crafts that you're able to do in spite of those injuries, because that's got to be the thing. Like, if crafting is something that's really important to you and like really means a lot to you, to have that sort of taken away, I could see being very frustrating. I think especially because, like, I don't know if you're similar to me. I feel like so many of us craft for our mental health. So it makes us, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like a coping strategy for us. I know for me it definitely is. So to not be able to do your coping strategy, I think would be very difficult. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Okay. I guess I can lean this in. There we go. Let's just stick that there. Okay, no 8 years ago, but you've recently diagnosed with phantom pains, chronic pain. Oh, wow. That's a lot. Yeah, definitely. And it's probably, like, been manifested or triggered from that previous experience. Definitely. Speaking over there. Yeah, I think, like, as a general byproduct of, like, crafting and, like, being in sort of, I call it, like, craft gremlin mode, I think we already have sort of, like, a predisposition for various, like, repetitive strain injuries and joint pain and all those different things. And then obviously if you go through an accident or have something that then, like, further exacerbates those things that would have been happening sort of over a longer period of time, that can be really difficult, because it sort of, like, compounds the stuff that was kind of already, like, not inevitable, but was that there is the trajectory for. Okay, that's still not 100% dry, but it's better than it was. Okay, I'm gonna have to hold this a little bit just to give it a second to get a little tacky so it'll stay upright. Okay, oh, no, little bird, don't fall. Okay, we are just gonna straight up have to hold this. There we go. It's fine. It's all good. Yeah, and I'm stubborn. I'm still working and crafting. Yeah, definitely. Right. Yeah. So the sculpting, yeah, that's a bit more, like, labor intensive in terms of, like, the physical demandingness of the crafting, just, like, getting it working. That makes sense. I guess, you know what it is? My thing was, like, I was thinking about, like, the air dried stuff where it's already, like, pre sort of conditioned, but obviously if you're doing, like, proper, like, clay sculpting, that would obviously require a lot more upper body strength to get all of that into that in motion. Definitely. But that's good that like you're able to sort of explore different crafting methods. But yeah, I think in terms of like physical effort, the most is sometimes because there's like wooden pieces that you get with the craft kits, and you have to then use like a precision blade to like punch them up and stuff like that. But that's like minimal. You know what I mean? I'll keep working on cross stitching when my whole right arm is numb. Yeah, you know, we all got our vices. Some of us, you know, have different, you know, I guess I don't even know if socially acceptable vices, but like some of us have different vices. Some of us are crafters, you know, crafting as a vice. I see it. I believe it. Absolutely. Okay. And now we have this like little chain to stick on here. This I almost feel like we can just kind of like cascade it somehow. It's the neuropathy kicking in. Yeah. Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay, I guess. Like that, I guess. This seems not like silly, but I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I will show you when I've done it. I'm basically like strategically draping this little chain across the barrel and hoping for the best. I guess it actually wants me to move it over more. See, once I've draped it, then I'm kind of like, okay, now what? Now I gotta glue it, so... Yeah, I guess it is getting to that point, Shadow. We are almost done. Yeah, can you just, like, be chill? And you're like, no, I don't think so. Oh, hello. Yeah, please don't eat the tiny chest. Hi. You sniffing the glue? Please don't sniff the glue. I don't think that's good for you. Yeah. Tasha's almost done. We just gotta glue some chain to the chest. Chain to chest, sir. That's what we gotta do. I wonder if I can stick the glue on top. No. What I could do, though, is I could mark out... What if I put little dots of where I want the chain to go? And then I can... What are you trying to do? Excuse me, sir. You cannot eat the flash drive. Yeah, you cannot. Do not eat the flash drive. He likes to steal Liam's flash drive out of his computer as a means of attention. He has a tough being you. Excuse me, do not sniff the glue. We're almost done, Shadow. Hello. Please don't stab yourself with the scissors. Okay? Can you just chill for a minute? Just wait for us to continue. Please don't eat the USB stick, please. If you don't mind, sir. Here we go. Okay. If we put like a healthy dollop of glue on these points, I'm hoping that it gives us enough time that we can lay this chain on here and have it be okay. That is my hope. We shall see. Okay, so like this, except this one was further down. Okay, we're already coming into the, okay. Listen. And then we get glue on the tweezers, which is very unhelpful. Listen. Listen here, tweezers. Cut it out. Okay. Kind of. Again, it truly doesn't matter. Sure. Why not? Sorta, kinda, maybe. It's just meant to, like, I don't know, like, just look spooky, I guess. Okay, here it is. Here is our spooky crate. You can see the fright and the little skull and the cute. Oh, right. Step 1. Step 1 of the tiny little miniature creation. That's the spookiest critter. Yeah, right? Exactly. It is it living up to its name of it's the fright crate, guys. It is the spooky fright crate. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Well, we have achieved step 1 of the miniature kit. So we will eventually end up with this. I don't think it's going to take as long as the Alice one, but it obviously will take a few sessions. The next step is actually doing some electrical stuff. So that's fun. We'll have to work that out. And then just all assembly. So I think it'll come together. I think now we know what we're doing. You know, we're not going to spend 45 minutes faffing about trying to figure out what the game plan is. Now we know. Now we know we're in it. We're in it. We know what's going on. We're ready to get down to business to defeat the Huns. So let's now, if anyone has any raid suggestions, please let me know. If not, we will go and find some friends. We'll be back here on Thursday. We're gonna attempt to play to defeat the Huns. We're hoping to play some Strange Horticulture tomorrow. I'm also gonna try to figure out what the hell is going on with my sound alerts, because I would also like to implement that sound alert for the next time. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, Sutherland's online. Well, we gotta go and see Sutherland. He's drawing cereal mascots from memory. I like that idea. Yeah, we gotta go see him. He wasn't feeling well the other day. I think he got a tooth pulled or something. But yeah, yes, of course. Thank you so much, Originals, for stopping by. I hope to see you again soon. It was really nice chatting with you. Oh, always. Honestly, if you don't hear Let's Get Down to Business and you don't automatically think of Mulan, like, we can't be friends. I don't know what kind of life you're living, but obviously the wrong one. Just kidding. I would never shame you like that. But also, why is that not, you know, it's seared into my brain. It is seared into my brain. So here's the raid message. Let us go and visit Sutherland, who's doing some art. He's drawing cereal mascots from memory. I'm very intrigued to see what this looks like. And like I said, Thursday, if the desktop cooperates, we'll be playing some Strange Horticulture. Friday, we will be doing some cross-stitching. We'll continue our Party Phantasma. So we're basically making an original cross-stitch pattern based on this. This is the muse. This is the inspo. We're currently doing that. And then, you know, if not, we will do more of this next week. Sounds like a plan, right? And then, like I said, if the desktop goes kaput, maybe we'll be back doing this on Thursday. We don't know. Who knows? Who's to say? But thank you guys for coming along on the journey with me. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will see you all later. Bye.